With Cody Fajardo still dealing with that left shoulder injury he sustained against the Tiger Cats, Caleb Evans once again takes the reins for the Alouettes tonight, hoping to get the best of his former team. Well, Dustin Crum coming off a game where he had 292 yards, 3 TDs, but I'm sure he'd trade all those individual stats for a victory. We will see if he can turn things around for his Red Blacks tonight. We're going to the nation's capital. It's Saturday Night Football. As we say, welcome to the CFL on TSN. Kate Burness alongside Davis Sanchez, Jim Barker, Paul LaPolice. As we look at these two teams going in opposite directions, one with 3 straight losses, one's with 3 straight wins. We saw the QB matchup here, but who are you watching tonight, Davis?
Yeah, I'm watching that defense for Ottawa, and especially the run defense. We know, Paul, how many throws did Caleb Evans have last week?
13.
13 throws. So we know Caleb Evans is capable for sure, and that guy right there, Javon Santos Knox, a big part. He's the heart of the middle of that defense. He flies around sideline to sideline. He'll be important, but they don't want to throw the ball a bunch with Caleb. But Caleb's capable of throwing the ball down the field, but I think they don't want to do that. They think they've tried to run the rock, and that's the guy trying to stop him.
I can't wait to see number 50. All 6'6", 340 pounds of man from Fresno State. The first pick in this year's draft, Dante Bull, getting his first CFL start against the Lemonator. Now, you tell me there's a better matchup than that. Watch nothing but the right tackle.
William Stanback is back. I'm looking forward to that defense of the Red Blacks, first in the CFL against the run. I want to see what William can do. Last game, only about 43 yards. He was a non-factor in that last football game. I agree with you. Caleb Evans, this defense is going to say, you better throw more than 13 times to win this football game. That's really, I think, a key. I don't expect to be as many big, deep passes that Ottawa's given up. That's been an Achilles heel for them. With, Caleb will try to take some shots, but they're going to establish their run.
Davis, were you on pins and needles as well when Jim took the dramatic pause before who he was going to tell us?
I wasn't sure where he was going.
I am fired up about this guy.
You are always fired up. I think we can all admit that. We're fired up for this one in the nation's capital. The Red Blacks looking for their first win over an East opponent. We'll get you to TD Place right after this.
Thank you, Kate. We welcome you to the beautiful nation's capital along the Ottawa River and heading into this second showdown of the season between the Montreal Alouettes and the Ottawa RedBlacks. Big East Division tilt when you consider Montreal's trying to get closer to the Argos and the RedBlacks trying to distance themselves from the Hamilton Tiger Cats in this one. Let's talk about the quarterback matchup because Caleb Evans is coming back for his second start, filling in for Cody Fajardo again and against his old team.
Yeah, a lot of talk about the lack of attempts in the win last week, but I tell you what, doesn't mean anything that young man. He got the job done. Had 60 yards rushing on the ground as well. The University of Monroe athlete, simply trying to stack some victories on top of each other. And Dustin Crum, Kent State product, started out like wildfire. He's 2-3 on his start so far, and he had his best passing game last week, riding 21-26.
Bob Dice would be happy with that, but not happy with his pass defense against the Argos. Chad Kelly threw for over 404 touchdowns. So they want to get that fixed up against Jason Moss and the Alouettes. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 6 of their last 7 road games going back to last year. This is Moss's first season as Alouettes head coach. There's Chandler Worthy back. The Red Blacks won the toss and deferred, so Montreal gets the ball first underway here at TD Place. And Worthy head over heels as he is taken down there by Jackson Bennett on the special teams tackle. So on comes Caleb Evans. You heard them talking about only 13 passes, Matty, the lowest total in the CFL in a game since 1980.
That's crazy. September 1st, 1980. Rod, we got our stat man, Johnny Perlberg, all over that. And who do you think it was, Johnny? Got nothing. That's a good start.
Well, I had a guess at Dave Marler back in 1980, but I don't know. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, you're right.
At the Montreal 39, so Evans against his old club, and William Stanback, who missed last week with injury and had over 100 yards the week before for the first time this season.
Yeah, and Ottawa kept him in check the first time they played him. Christian Matt, longtime veteran up front. Got to point him out. Got to love those vets, lead those big boys up front. And we've got Stanback drawn back in, and Austin Mack, who's second in the league, has Dalton Schoen passed him last night. He's looking to change that, game in hand, so expect that to happen.
2nd and 7. Passing now. It is complete to the aforementioned Austin Mack, second leading receiver in the CFL, and has a first down for Montreal.
Well, we're going to take a look at Austin Mack here, 81. ISO in your screen right there, and this was a beautiful throw on timing. Fairly tight window. Ball that's thrown with a lot of confidence, and it's a good sign of Caleb Evans and Montreal Alouettes.
Austin Mack went for 120 yards receiving in week 1, his CFL debut against these Ottawa RedBlacks in Montreal. That has him just across midfield. For Evans quickly off to his right, back to Mack, who works his way down to the 50, picks up nearly 5 more yards as we have a look at that Ottawa RedBlacks defense.
Yeah, I'm starting in the middle with Cleon Lang. Why? Because that guy is, I think, really changed his game and his whole physical nature. He does the dirty work inside and then interior, frees things up for a guy who's taken over for one of the RedBlacks' best defenders, and Douglas Coleman, who's out of the lineup. DeAndre Lamont playing strong side linebacker, and on the back end, you got Kelly Brooks, who was gifted by the football gods with the pick 6 last week.
Out of shotgun now on 2nd and 6. Evans. He has time, moving around, and just keeps it and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So a 3rd down coming up now in the punting unit, and Joseph Zima will be coming on.
Yeah, and this is just exactly what Ottawa did to Montreal in the first football game, week 1 of the season. Just really all over the quarterbacks, sacking them 6 times, and here pressuring Caleb Evans on 2nd and medium, and absolutely nothing out there. And O'Clair just takes him right out of bounds. Says enough of this. Punt to football.
Tobias Harris and Justin Hardy are back for this punt by Zima, who leads the CFL in net punting average. It's Hardy that takes it inside the 10, and not much more on that return as the Alouettes have him wrapped up. So Dustin Crum will come on, and Jalen Acklin, who was his favorite target last week in Toronto in a breakout game in a loss to the Argos. Acklin, RedBlacks, early on, TD Place in Ottawa on TSN. Back in Ottawa, getting set for the RedBlacks' first possession. Dustin Crum, Matty, coming off his best passing performance last week against the Argos when he had 21 of 26 for 292 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, not a bad night at all. You expect to win. He put up those kind of points and numbers, but came out on the short end of the stick because defensively they just couldn't cover anybody. Toronto was throwing out there. Great improvement, though, from the pocket in the passing game.
Along the ground, Devontae Williams, and he breaks free. Goes left, first down. Follow the pile as it just keeps on moving up across the 25 for the RedBlacks.
Yeah, and I absolutely love this because I really think that Dustin Crum has really helped Williams out in his running game, and those holes and those gaps and space to run in the middle are there for Devontae now. And I thought that the competition for a couple weeks there earlier in the season with Tuggle was beneficial for the young running back who saw last year kind of tentative. He's running with more confidence now, hitting those holes.
13 yards gain for Williams, who had 10 carries, 47 yards last week in Toronto. So a 1st and 10 of the RedBlack 25, and they go right back to 31, who gets up just across the 30. Let's take a look at that RedBlack offense, Matty.
Yeah, you heard Dusty, Coach Barker back in the studio gushing about Dante Bull. Why not? First round draft choice. Everybody's excited about this guy. We're going to watch him and how he handles a little eliminator. You've got the leading receiver. I was surprised he's out there returning punts for him as well. And Justin Hardy, and got Jalen Acklin, had a breakout game last week, 157 yards in the air. Looks to duplicate that tonight.
2nd and 5 now after that 5-yard carry by Williams. Throwing, deflected by Lemon, who nearly had his 2nd pick of the season. Sean Lemon making his presence felt early on in this game on that defensive front to force the RedBlacks to kick it away.
And you don't know that the backside defender right here is going to jump. I'm trying to show him out to he's right here. He's going to jump this route. You got Lemon. He gets his hands up. I think this ball's going the other way. If that ball is not deflected by Sean Lemon, of course, you have no idea that's happening on the back end. It's your deep and your linebacker's got the man blanketed, but heck of a play by Montreal.
Lemon in his 4th game as an Alouette is Richie Leone with his first punt of the game to Chandler Worthy, as he breaks it up to just across the 40 after a 47-yard punt by Leone. So Caleb Evans back on 2 for 2 early on in this second possession for the Alouettes, looking for their 4th straight win at TD Place in Ottawa. Former Red Black Caleb Evans got his first start with the Alouettes last week, filling in for Cody Fajardo. Only threw the ball 13 times, but did make the most of it. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns, ran for over 60 yards, and that beautiful touchdown pass there, his only TD pass. Austin Mack with his only catch of the game. But Evans, hey, they did what they had to do. They won 41-12 over the Riders.
Yeah, and got all over our stat man, our crack stat man, Johnny Perlberg, and he's all over it. That was Charlie Weatherby, Rod.
The former Ticat quarterback in 1980?
1980, threw 12 passes, had 81 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions in a 23-2 win way back in 1980.
So they won with so few passes, and just like Evans did last week, and this one another completion, number 3 on the day for Austin Mack.
Yeah, and why not just feed him? 81's been on fire. Dead set on taking the yards and receptions away from Dalton Schoen here in the first quarter.
Mack in motion, and Evans going the other way and looking for Tyson Philpott, but Adam O'Clair comes in and has him wrapped up and taken down the second time that in these 2 games that Caleb Evans has been sacked. Fajardo had been sacked a bunch before.
O'Clair's right there. He's just going to mirror Evans and let him go nowhere. He says, yeah, I got you. Oh, you're my responsibility. Oh, man, he's kind of fast. Stop on his tracks, little spinorama inside. Take him down. Twice he's escorted him. Forced punch early in this football game.
And a 2-and-out. So Zima inside his 30 now with Tobias Harris, a single returner back for the Red Blacks. Pressure coming, and they don't quite get there. So Harris will field it, and he drops it just outside the 10, picks it up, and not much more to go as good coverage on that coming down. The rookie, David Dallaire, in on the tackle, and Adam O'Clair. A big play for the defense of the Red Blacks. Now, the conversation about Dante Bull beforehand, Jim Barker talking about him, you mentioning him. There he is from Victoria, BC, out of Fresno State, and the first one drafted in the CFL draft this year.
Just a beast, you know, and a lot of people excited about him. Certainly Red Blacks happy to pick him number 1. And he's got his hands full against a veteran, Sean Lemon, tonight.
That goes back in Ottawa football history, those top draft picks, including the Renegades and, of course, the old Rough Riders as well.
That's how they were built when they won the Grey Cup, inside out.
With that offensive line.
That's right.
Drafted a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I just think this is an anomaly big time here when you've got Davis, Sewell, and Sean Lemon all from the same university, Akron, Ohio. All a bunch of zips. And then you got Chagnon, Frederick Chagnon in the middle, just taking over for Avery Williams as he departed. And coach has been real happy with his play.
From under pressure and taken down, the most sacked quarterback in the CFL coming in at 32. There is number 33. He was sacked 5 times last week by Toronto and averaging 6 a game, being taken down, and that one takes the Red Blacks offense off the field.
Speak of the devil here, and the matchup we're looking at out and around, kind of making sure that Crum doesn't go anywhere. He flushes him to his teammates inside. It's Johnson getting the job done. Mustafa with his 4th of the season.
So Leone to punt it again from deep in his own zone. Chandler Worthy at the Alouette 44. Cuts it to the left and then back to the right and gets it up across the 50 before he is taken down by Kevin Francis. So the Alouettes are enjoying field position advantages so far against the Red Blacks, but no points to show for it yet. 0-0. TD Place in Ottawa. We'll be back. Last week, Caleb Evans only threw 13 passes. So far in this game, he has thrown 3, all of them to Austin Mack in a scoreless tie. 3rd possession coming up here for the Alouettes up near midfield. Certainly had a field position advantage on the Red Blacks now on first down on the ground to William Stanback. As mentioned, missed last week with injury. Walter Fletcher filled in admirably. Stanback back and coming off 2 weeks ago his one and only 100-yard rushing game this season.
Hoping to stay hot, averages just under 5 yards per carry, which you got to have here in the CFL. Long on the year's 40 yards. Don't see that very often from the big man.
Just across the midfield stripe. The Ottawa 54 and a second down. Evans. Pressure coming, gets rid of it, and he completes that one for a first down at the 45 RedBlacks to Tyson Philpott, the East nominee for Rookie of the Year last season.
Yeah, I love some Tyson Philpott. Both Philpotts get the job done. Whenever they touch the football, they're exciting. Seem like they're just at ease on the football field. The ball in their hands, make things happen. Nice pickup.
Mostly short passes for Evans, 4 for 4 against his old team. He had 13 starts in Ottawa. This number 2 with Montreal. The toss inside on the sweep. It is Tyler Sneed with his first touch. And Sneed, been a valuable asset in that Montreal offense, gets it inside the 40 and a second and short coming up.
Yeah, just giving the RedBlacks a little something to think about. Here he comes across this way. Little fly sweep, little pitch underneath. Get him going east and west, and then Sneed goes north and south, picks up about 7.
And goes on the stat sheet as another completed pass for Caleb Evans, short as it is, so 5 for 5. Second and 4, Ottawa 39 for the Alouettes, coming in at 5 and 3, second in the east. Evans, oh, he gets away from Lorenzo Malden for a moment. Cleon Lang chasing, and he does toss it for another completion to the fullback James Tuck, who has it down at the 30, and another first down. This drive continues for Montreal. Nice work by Evans.
Yeah, that's some magic right there. That is Caleros-like. That's Flutie-like. That is just making things happen on the fly. We've seen Chad Kelly do some of this stuff this year, just mixing it up, showing off the athletic ability, keeping his eyes downfield, and then very last second flips it off the Tuck, moves the sticks.
James Tuck with his second catch of the season. And it's back in the hands of Stanback, who plows his way down just across the 25. So it looks like he's got 5-6 yards we'll put him down for.
Yeah, coming off a hip injury. That's what they called it. Don't see any ill effects from that. Looks completely healthy, looking to tee somebody up, looking for contact, and run somebody over. William Stanback just happened to be in the lineup. And what he knows is going to be a very physical football game against his red-black defense, who's really tough against the run.
And he doesn't mind the physical play. We've seen that. So we got some strength against strength right there in a second and 4. Stand back again. And he has enough to get it inside the 20 as it's another Alouette first down on the ground. William Stanback.
Yeah, you can almost see him gaining momentum. Just, yeah, feed me. Just running for contact. Just making his own holes. Cleon Lang shot at him right there, Rod. I tell you, he does the yeoman work for those boys inside. He's really upped his game, his physical stature, the veteran presence on the football field and in the locker room for this football team. And even tonight.
To your point, top team in the CFL against the rush, the RedBlacks still are. And they run it again. No, they don't. They fake it and going. That slant for Philpott, and in and out of his hands with Sherrod Baltimore there, so it falls incomplete. And a second down coming up.
Yeah, decent throw. It hit Philpott in the hands. A tough catch. I think he'd want to put this more on him, but he had to throw it. Yeah, let's catch the ball away. Might have got a little attention from inside out. Nothing wrong with his eyes. Second and 10 here, big play. You want to keep this drive going, punch into majors as opposed to settling for a field goal.
First incompletion of the night for Caleb Evans, who's 6 for 7. They are pressing from the 18 on the second down. And off to the right, it's intercepted. Damon Webb still going to the Alouette 40 inside, and it's Stanback who finally comes back to take down Damon Webb with his second interception of the season. And how's that for stalling a drive and taking it back the other way? It had been looking good for Caleb Evans, but it comes to an abrupt stop as Damon Webb steps in front of it and took it a long way back. Ottawa football, Alouettes zone. 0-0 tie. Well, the Red Black offense is back on the field. Jalen Acklin had his best game of the season last week against Toronto, a breakout game with 6 catches, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Finally for him. Let's go down and say hello to Matthew Shinetti.
Yeah, but even though he had such a great game against the Argos, Rod, it was those first 4 games that Jalen Acklin and I spoke about, because combined he didn't even get close to 157 yards that he got against the Argos, and he told me, I quote, sucked. And if anyone's going to be very honest about who they are, it's the brashness and the personality of Jalen Acklin. But he said, one thing I'm trying to understand with all the pressure that's on me now, especially with the role I have here in Ottawa, is that I know that things aren't always going to come easy. And he and Dustin Crum are establishing a great relationship. They play a ton of video games together. And while they're doing that, every so often Crum's talking to him, just relaying to him how much this team believes in him. And Acklin's like, listen, I'm all good. I know I can be better, and I will be.
And they've been set up nicely after the interception by Webb, but Crum is taken down again. A flag coming out. It looks like an offside coming up here for the Alouettes. We'll wait and see. But yeah, that return of 67 yards by Webb put him in a good spot inside the Montreal 35.
Yeah, that was definitely offsides, Rod. They started early.
Offside, Montreal, number 90. It's 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
One of the Akron Zips, Almondo Sewell, and he gets flagged for that.
Trying to get there, trying to lead the way. Zippy-IA, Zippy-IO.
I was going to say, by the way, so with respect to Mustafa Johnson, can we call them the zip line? 3 of the 4 played for the Akron Zips?
I love that.
The zip line.
Yeah, you can watch him jump here just a little bit early. It's a good call. Jailbreak in the interior, though.
1st and 5 on the ground and spinning back and trying a different direction. Let's go this way, says Devontae Williams, and got a little bit more. It'll still be a 2nd and short coming up here for Ottawa. Let's have another look at that pick now by Damon Webb.
Rod, I don't think I've ever seen an out route covered, double covered by 2 defenders. If Webb doesn't get it, the other defender is. It's just like, who wants it? Caleb Evans running an out route there to his favorite receiver. Looked like Austin Mack, and it went the other way. 3rd-year player from Ohio State says thank you very much. Talked about Carriel Brooks getting a gift. That's one right there.
And that other defender was Brooks, who I guess said to Webb, you take it this time.
Right.
So here we are in a 2nd and 3. Ante Milanovic-Litre, big Canadian back, but does not get the first down. He'll be shy down around the 25. It'll be about a 3rd and 1 coming up after starting at 1st and 5 for this Ottawa offense.
Yeah, Litre, he's been the guy down inside the red zone, certainly down in the score territory, and used in that regard more so in this offense. And there you saw him in a run situation, thinking to pound it out.
So Tyrell Pigram, the short yardage quarterback, is in for Ottawa. Less than a yard they need. Punch it across the 25 and keep it going. He goes right, he gets that, and then some. We've seen this a few times with this man. Pigram in short yardage. Got a little burst. He's good at finding a hole and gets more than he needs.
Oh, and he's one of those players like, oh, you see that little shake and that explosiveness, and he kind of picks a hole and gets there in a hurry. I'm excited to watch him get into space, and down here you don't have a lot of it to work with. You can't be real choosy. You just got to find a couple big boys and get in behind him is exactly what he does.
So he comes out, Crum comes back on, 1st down Ottawa. They are pressing now in a tie game. After the turnover down to the 21. Crum quickly to the right, complete, 1st down, and more! Shaq Evans nearly had his first touchdown as a member of the Ottawa RedBlack. He is just taken down shy of the goal line. 1st and goal coming up Ottawa.
Yeah, Dustin Crum almost impales him with this quick slant with the football. He puts her right on the one. Just, you got to catch it and save your body. A nice close there by Brooks.
And Cordell Rogers saving the touchdown, the first completion.
Yeah, Rogers, excuse me.
For Ottawa. There's a 1st and goal, and Pigram is back in. Pigram. Flags come out. He gets into the end zone. That's a touchdown, Ottawa, pending the flag.
Candidate for the climb he done against Sneak School. Pigram. It's like
Offside, Montreal, number 9.
That's
A penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Jamal Davis offside, and he would have been a prized pupil of yours and Jocko's at sneak school, the way he's been getting it done.
absolutely. So a couple of offsides there by a couple of zips on the zip line are called, and rightfully so. Doesn't bother the RedBlacks in the home crowd here. They love it as their team takes advantage of a Webb interception. A gift from Caleb Evans.
Tyrell Pigram with the touchdown for Ottawa. And Lewis Ward with the point after. He remains perfect in that department, by the way. 12 for 12. And the one-point convert, and that happens right at the end of the first quarter. Well, first they get the pick, and then Ottawa comes back and they score off that turnover, driving down the field, leading it through the first 15 minutes. 7-0 through 1. The numbers through the first 15 minutes, and it's the RedBlacks, you'd say surprisingly, with the 7-0 lead, only because moments earlier Montreal was pressing for points, Matty. Everything turned on that interception by Damon Webb.
Yeah, and we'll go back and look at it here briefly, but that one turnover led to 7 points for the RedBlacks and certainly sparked this hometown crowd, and it was a gift. It was a gift by Caleb Evans, and it's a head scratcher as to what they're doing and why they're trying to make that happen. If you look right here, you're going to look at Webb. He's right here. He's got nobody to cover. He's just going to come over here and undercut this. And if he doesn't get it, because Caleb's staring it down, Carriel Brooks is going to get it. And I don't understand the route in itself. Austin Mack didn't press off Carriel Brooks. Webb had nobody to cover. They double covered the out route, which, like I said, I've never seen anything like that. And it's almost taken back to the house, but certainly Ottawa capitalizes with 7.
Took it back to the 34, and 6 plays later they were in the end zone. Scored short yardage by Tyrell Pigram. So Worthy on the kick return, getting up to the Montreal 29. A reminder, the FIFA Women's World Cup continues tomorrow. Coverage all tournament long. Comes down to Spain and England. And here, the RedBlacks in their second meeting of the season against Montreal, an important division game, especially for Ottawa. With a 3-6 start to the season, they've hit their halfway point, starting the second half, leading this 7-0. The Alouettes with the ball at their 30, taking the handoff and coming back for it is Mack, and he drops it. Dropped. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, and I think this whole play was disrupted because of the rush in for the RedBlacks, getting it in Caleb Evans' face right here off the edge. You can see, yeah, definitely all day long. You got 99 in your face.
Kenny Onyeka on that play.
And yes, and that's a difference maker. He's got to alter his throw. Ball's on the ground.
Evans had a good start, but RedBlacks getting to him now, and the coverage there, and a flag comes out. Austin Mack, Alonzo Adai, the safety, and looks like they feel he was just a little too close to Mack there on that pass play.
Yeah, and it looked like it here live to me as well. Let's take a peek at it.
Pass interference.
It's a nice route.
Ottawa,
nice
number 20.
release.
Spot of the foul. 1st down.
Oh, yeah. Got it. It was early, all day long. Can't fault him for trying. Pretty daggum good receiver he's trying to cover and pick up as he's coming across the middle. Second-year player from West Virginia. Making it happen. Doing really well in the center for the RedBlacks defense.
So up to the 43 of the Alouettes with the penalty. On 1st down, stand back. Nowhere to run initially, but he picks a new spot and he pulls his way a little bit further. Javon Santos-Knox, the middle linebacker, getting the feet and stopping him there.
It's like he had his eyes closed. Just ran right into the back of a couple of his offensive linemen and said, not there. Got to redirect. Watch him. Bang. Nothing there.
Let's try this.
Go over here. Oh, there's a little give in the defense.
Santos-Knox in his first year with the RedBlacks, signing over from Hamilton as a free agent, and he had to wait till a couple of weeks ago before he could finally make his debut because of an injury. He was anxious to get in. The Alouette 47, 2nd and 6 to the right. Complete. That's the first catch by Courtney Davis of this game, and he spins around and he gets enough for a first down across midfield.
Yeah, and a nice little move to pick up the first down and stave off a possible tackle. Up top here, we're going to watch him do his thing. Just catch it underneath, put the ball on him. Nice hands catch, make a move. Give it to him, take it away, move the sticks. Courtney Davis making it happen. Texas A&M.
In his first CFL season, they set up a screen to stand back. He gets ahead of Steve. He's still going. They're chasing him now. Oh, he just got tripped up. One of the RedBlacks defenders just got enough to take him off his stride, but not until he gets down inside the Ottawa 20.
Yeah, really impressive. Not doesn't look like much, but you watch the touch pass by Caleb Evans, who just a couple minutes ago threw an interception, and got to wash that. And this is a nice touch pass, and then everything else is William Stanback feeling it. Oh, look at that. I think that was Onyeka again that just got his hand in there. Right there. Right. Yeah, it is.
Kenny Onyeka.
A little hustle saved the touchdown.
31 for 31 on that play. Play action fake and a deep look into the end zone. No. Damon Webb is the closest one there as they took their shot.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. You know, the play was late developing, a little slow, but you got two receivers really not sure at the beginning where they're coming from. One right here and one here, and they're going to end up in the same spot. As you got to have a lot of time to make this happen. Little play action fake. Here's the one coming over from the post, and then there's a rail shot. And you got two guys in the same spot. It's not what you're looking for offensively. Looking at 2nd and 10.
It's a fullback, James Tuck, who's down the field, one of the targets. And Evans, he takes off. Well, the RedBlacks know how well he can run and calls his number and gets it inside the 10 for a pickup of 14 and a 1st and goal coming up here for the Alouettes.
Yeah, this is going to open up right in the middle. Nice job by the man we highlighted at the stop of the show, Christian Matt, getting the 2nd level, opening up that hole. Really didn't have to touch anybody because it's the speed of Caleb Evans that makes that play happen.
Caleb Evans, 3rd year in the CFL, made his debut in September of 21 against Edmonton for the Ottawa RedBlacks. Now in his 1st year with the Alouettes, 2nd start from the Ottawa 8, 1st down, end zone. Oh, hits the post. Hits the post.
Oh, you got to feel snake bit because he's got a receiver wide open. It's happened to me one time in my career, Rod. Wasn't at a good time, and never a good time to hit a post because typically you got people running open. Oh, it's just tough to swallow there.
Looked like he had Tyson Philpott in behind.
Yeah, it was. 2nd-year player from Calgary. He was running free, had his man beat. Not sure the ball's going to get there, but you never know.
7 to 10 in 2nd down conversions. This is 2nd and goal now. Evans steps up again. Can he get into the end zone? No, they wrap him up. So it'll be a 3rd down and short coming up here. Goal to go for the Montreal Alouettes.
Looking at Bobby Dice, what he's going to do. But, you know, this is, he's looking to try to read it out, and he doesn't want to force it in here because he's kind of feeling what just happened to him a few minutes ago inside the red zone, and he pulls it down, tries to make something happen. You're looking at 3rd and like 2.5 here. And they've got Zima out there. Excuse me. They've got
David Cote coming out.
Cote out there.
They're gonna look to take the 3 and a chip shot, as you said, Matty. 10-yarder for Cote. 24-29 on the season. No problem right there. So didn't want to go for it on the 3rd down. Still a few yards shy. And a good play, by the way, by Javon Santos Knox, a middle linebacker, to prevent Evans from getting any further. So the Alouettes do settle for 3, but they do answer back with some points after the Ottawa touchdown. Could have been more, but for that upright. We'll be back. It's not just about the X's and O's for the new head coach, Jason Maas, in Montreal. We're trying to have an influence on the culture of the team as well. Let's go back to Matthew.
Right over my right shoulder, Rod, there are 2 special guests of Jason Maas and President and CEO of the Alouettes, Mark Whiteman. That is Major General Darcy Molstead, who just a few years ago, when the Alouettes did their tribute jersey to the 425 Alouette Squadron, well, Major General Molstead met Mark Whiteman, and they had a discussion about how the Alouettes could better have a connection with the Canadian military. And so over the last number of weeks, Jason Maas has brought Major General Molstead in to talk about the operations and the privilege to be a part of the Canadian military. And he wanted, General Molstead did, to articulate to the players how important it is and how privileged they should feel to play a game. But beyond that, it's about building a culture. And one of the messages that Major General Molstead has tried to relay to the players is you can win an assignment but lose a drive. You can score in a drive. You can win a championship. You can lose a championship. But it's about building a culture. Everyone can be a leader. And Major General Molstead does have a connection to the CFL. His father, Ed Molstead, played for the Edmonton football team from 68 to 73. And he has been taking notes on the sideline, guys. Every so often, I've been watching the Major General just take little notes. And I asked him what he's doing. He said, I'm trying to find little leadership opportunities that I can relay to the team.
Terrific story, Matthew. And I mentioned Ed Molstead. I remember him in the league front office as well. But yes, for Jason Moss, who spoke to Matthew earlier very passionately on subjects like this, about it's more than just coaching a team to make them better at football. So a 3rd and 2 coming up now. And the punting situation for Richie Leone coming on inside the 35.
Oh, man.
Booming punt by Leone. 2nd in the league in base and net punting, and Worthy on the return as he's taken down after a 55-yarder by Leone. Last possession, Evans took him down close enough for a field goal. 7-3. Ottawa leads. Caleb Evans back to face his old team in his 2nd start with the Montreal Alouettes, filling in for the injured Cody Fajardo. Last time they had the ball, they went down and got a field goal. It's in the hands of Jesherin Antwi. And he gets up across the 20-yard line. Antwi in his 3rd year out of Calgary. Last week at 7 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, got a little different type of back than William Stanback. Got a little more juice, a little more speed, top-end speed, I think. But certainly, tremendous combination. Yeoman's job filling in for him last year when he went down early. Big run off the get-go. And now, stays in there. Love it.
He picked up 3. 2nd and 7 as the crowd here at TD Place picks up on Caleb Evans. And he loses the football. He had pumped it back to throw, and it's a fumble. And the RedBlacks have it. A turnover, another one committed by Evans and the Alouettes. And Ottawa hopes to take advantage again. They'll have it at the Montreal 25. Cleon Lang.
Yeah, Cleon, he's telling everybody, yeah, it was me. And it was. We'll verify for you and show it to you. Right here, check this out. Cleon's a big man right here in the middle. And he's working hard. And he comes back. He gets a little stun up front. Get his man off of him. And then he got his right arm on Caleb Evans' right arm. Ball comes out. Better look right here. Bang. Right there. That's all you need. No ball security by number 5 right there, and it costs him. And he gets his own fumble.
How you doing there?
He's got the turnover sledgehammer in the hands of Cleon Lang. So here's Dustin Crum quickly to work, too, as he finds Nate Bahar, who several weeks ago, when they won a couple of games, close ones, he was a big part of that. 10 catches, 8 catches against Winnipeg and Calgary. But things went quiet for Bahar last week against the Argos.
Yeah, we watch him here. You just can't wait for that ball to get in your hands. You just want to get rid of it because you know you got a hot receiver, and Bahar is seeing the same thing you are. And as a quarterback, that's the toughest thing in shotgun is, come on, ball, get here. And then you got to get it. Sometimes you don't get the laces. You just stick it on them as best you can. That's exactly what happened there.
Pigram in short yardage and tries left and cuts it back right. It is still going all the way into the end zone for another RedBlacks touchdown. We talked about how we like the short yardage game of Tyrell Pigram. That's probably exhibit A right there.
And he made somebody miss as he was going nowhere fast, and his strong body and low stature really helped him out there, and his athleticism. Watch it, he's stymied right there. Beverett doesn't get him. Breaks one tackle and he's to the house. Exactly what we wanted to see, this kid break out, and he's got some giddy up, and he finds the end zone there. More points off of turnovers.
Time to cut a wood cookie for Ottawa. Lewis Ward to convert here. And he does. And the Alouettes have committed 2 turnovers, and they have both led to Ottawa touchdowns scored by that man, number 3, Tyrell Pigram. And short yardage was a factor in both. One was near the goal line. This was further out. First down and more. Touchdown, Ottawa. The first touchdown for Tyrell Pigram was right at the goal line. This one he had to work a whole lot harder, Matty.
Yeah, and he shakes off one of the best in the league, and Tyrese Beverett right there. And then he just runs the daylight as you're taught to, and he's got a lot of God-given skills, and a lot of hard work goes into that. And Dustin Crum and his teammates are loving it. Cleon Lang says, yeah, I'll take it away and give it to you. You do the rest. Pigram does it. Makes it look easy.
He got the approval of another quarterback who's made a name for himself by running the football in Dustin Crum, and happy to see that. And yeah, it was Cleon Lang with the fumble recovery that led to that. Chandler Worthy looking for a big return, and he had one going as he gets it up across the 45, taken down there by the rookie Cormier for Ottawa, Lucas Cormier.
Yeah, this is Chandler doing his thing, and you always want to respond, and this is a good start for the Owls after another turnover cost him points, and he just got shoestring right there. Man, game of inches, and there's an example. Chandler Worthy making it happen.
So the Alouettes, last time out, had the turnover. Before that, a field goal drive, but they're down 11 points. Ottawa 14, Montreal 3. 6 minutes to go until halftime. Williams stand back, pulling his way up for 3 tough yards, getting it to the Montreal 50.
Yeah, this is the epitome of 3 yards in a cloud of dust right there. William not happy with that one. He's questioning something out there. You don't like to see that in your body language, right? You know, yeah. I'm a veteran. I'm talking to him about that on the sidelines after the series.
Second and 7. Evans. Under pressure, down he goes. It's the sack leader of the RedBlacks, Bryce Carter, who picks up number 6 on the season.
Yeah, Bryce is doing his thing. Watch him right there, and he is out and around, beats his man, little hesitation, comes over the top. Finds him another one. That's just exactly what the RedBlacks need to keep the momentum.
And a loss of 11, and Joseph Zima is in to punt it away from his 25. To Ottawa with the lead 14-3, and getting the ball back now. Down to Tobias Harris across the 30, and down he goes quickly. Alex Gagne and David Dallaire there after a 47-yard punt by Zima. You know, in week 1, Matty, the Alouettes won the turnover battle against Ottawa 5-1. Ottawa turned it over 4 more times, and it's just a complete opposite story so far. The role the turnovers have played in this game.
It's hard to overcome those things, and particularly when you're giving the other team good field position off the webs. You know, they turn it, say, about the 30-yard line, and then they're got 20 yards to go, and they punch it in. That's just opportunistic defense right there, and capitalizing on that. Leading the league. Turnovers, takeaways.
Number 1 in the CFL and taking that ball away, and 2 big ones tonight with the RedBlacks and Justin Hardy, their leading receiver, coming in on the catch there. He had a big touchdown last week against the Argos.
Yeah, just another example of, you know, being in the shotgun and wanting the ball as quickly as you can and trying to find the laces, just get rid of it. You see the man, and that's one of the, you don't talk about that often, but those guys make it look easy. Finding the football, waiting for it, getting their feet ready, and the ball's out in a hurry on target.
Up to the 36 now, and a 2nd and 5 from. 4-man rush, completes it to Hardy again, shy of a first down. It's about a yard shy, up around the 40.
Yeah, a little bang route, and a ball was put on him exactly where he needed to be. Watch him right here. He's going to come in here and slip back out this way. Ball's put right on the numbers, but it's good defending. It's just a nice play right there. Coming up quickly, closing the gap and making a sure tackle just shy of the first down.
Well, who's coming in now but Mr. Short Yardage in this game, Tyrell Pigram. See if they can get the first down and extend it. It's just inches to go up across the 40, about the 41-yard line.
Stubblefield making a nice open field tackle on Hardy.
Good first half of the RedBlacks, as mentioned, benefiting from the turnovers. And
there you go.
2:57 on the clock. 3-minute warning should be coming up here.
That's what.
And they do indeed give it. So Ottawa looking to extend a drive and see if they can extend their lead. They have it right now on a gorgeous night in the nation's capital. 14-3 RedBlacks leading the Owls. Late first half.
We have a spicy halftime coming up. We're going to be talking a little Caleb Evans and the two takeaways so far. Obviously, the RedBlacks defense and a fantastic debate. It's getting a little heated around here. Tune in.
Nelly? Who are you, Nelly?
It's getting hot in here. Smitty?
Hey, Kate. Those steamy debates are the best ones. Halftime coming up with our panel. And right now, short yardage for Tyrell Pigram. And this time he just fires straight. We've seen him shoot off right for first down and then go left, cut back for a touchdown, and that time just straight burst.
Yeah, he's climbing the ladder. QB sneakers around the league. That's impressive what he's doing here tonight. Quick decisions, low center of gravity, and power and speed to boot. No hesitation, follows the blockers well. Reach and ride, all the things you teach in school. Nicely done. Tyrell Pigram.
Another first down late in the half up near the Ottawa 44 now. Dustin Crum and handing off, and that's Jackson Bennett. He had a touchdown receiving last week against the Argos, and the ball carrier there picks up 6 more and a second down coming up here for Ottawa.
Yeah, Jackson Bennett just averages 4.2 yards a carry. He's a little over that on that one. Picks up 6 and runs over. Oh my goodness. Runs over DeAndre Lamont, 38, first-year player from Illinois State, saying welcome to the CFL, playing Sam linebacker.
Devontae Williams in. Dustin Crum's thrown for only 39 yards. Then they lead at 14-3. He's throwing now, and he completes that one. It's another first down. 2:16 on the clock. Nate Bahar with it inside the Montreal 50.
Yeah, a security blanket for any quarterback. A guy who sees it like a QB does. Nate Bahar finding that soft spot. Sitting down. Knows where the sticks are. Makes a business decision to get down. Moves the sticks.
2 catches tonight, which is 2 more than he had last week in Toronto. I mentioned he'd been busy a month earlier. Williams gets it inside the 45. 2:01 until halftime. Ottawa with plenty of time for a chance to add to their lead as they press closer into the Alouettes territory.
Yeah, and a nice exchange there between quarterback and running back. A long one, just making the defense hesitate. Nice pickup there in 1st and 10. Harry Jones trying to get his team in the end zone before the half.
And the second time he is coaching against his old team. He's a member of the RedBlacks, of course, season opener they did in Montreal. Former head coach of the Owls. Justin Hardy. Wesley Sutton is right with him, but Hardy with the catch. And looks like another Ottawa first down. 1:44 to go until halftime.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful throw. If this ball's thrown behind in any way, shape, or form and not on time, that's going the other way because that was tight coverage. Really tight coverage and well-thrown ball. Wesley Sutton was all over that, and Hardy and Crum did a better job of converting there.
Take that in.
A little short. What's going on here?
Well, spoke too soon on the first down. They're bringing the sticks in to measure.
Yeah, I mean, whatever goes on here, I think you certainly got to go for it. But that's a nice pitch and catch right there. Didn't look like much, quick out, but with tight coverage by Sutton, it had to be right. Just a couple inches short.
Based on the spot of the ball, looked like he made it to the stick, but not quite. So 3rd and inches.
Good chance to see Pigram again.
Yes, indeed. Tyrell Pigram. Great in short yardage, especially on this night. Called upon again, just needing some inches inside the Alouette 40. And inches, and then some, a little bit more, but easily a first down.
Well, you lose him in a hurry.
Yeah,
right.
Just disappears into the pile.
In amongst those trees, he's hard to find. They hadn't found him much tonight.
Well, you're not going to find him looking backwards and behind the line of scrimmage. He never seems to be there. He's always going forward.
Yeah, watch. He does a really nice job. Get low, find somebody. And then just gone. Where'd he go? He's just buried. Wow. Brings back memories, baby.
There you go. Memorable first half for that young man in Pigram. Both touchdowns off the edge, the blitz, and they've got him. Coming straight in, the Will linebacker, Tyrese Beverett, and Dustin Crum is sacked again.
Yeah, this is what he does. He's right here, and he's going to sneak in. He's going to come right off the edge, and this is when you learn tomorrow. It's like, what happened? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, he's unblocked. Got to get the antennas up. You'll figure that out. You get hit enough in the back, you know, you figure it out, right? Sooner or later, because that hurts.
And that is the second time Crum has been sacked on the night. So 2nd and 17, they set up a draw. That is Williams, Devontae Williams with it, who gets it back. Well, still shy of a first down, near the 30, but Lewis Ward and the field goal unit would come on, and we see Cody Fajardo with an injured left shoulder, suffered 2 weeks ago, and doing some warming up right now. You saw Davis Alexander, the other quarterback, number 3, walk in behind him.
Yeah, and Caleb's chunking it down there. Maybe something's going on with Caleb. Cody's just kind of keeping warm himself.
So listed as the number 3 quarterback, Fajardo is on the night. Caleb Evans.
I think he'd stay there too, Rod, don't you?
I think he would. You would assume so. Yeah, Evans is 8 for 13. Lewis Ward, 39 yards. And Lewis Ward does add to Ottawa's lead. 3 more on the board for the RedBlacks. 37 seconds to go until halftime. It is Ottawa 17, Montreal 3, and there is Evans coming back on. Mentioned 8 for 13, 88 yards, and 1 very costly interception when it looked like they were pressing down possibly for a touchdown. They got down to the Ottawa 18 before it was picked. Kate, Ches, Jim Barker, Paul LaPolice all standing by with their thoughts, and a heated debate, I'm told, coming up at the house.
Well, ball security is going to be one of them, I know. Caleb Evans hasn't done a nice job with that, scoring territory a couple of times.
Starting at the 40. 2 touchdowns behind. Off to the right, wide open, and caught by Austin Mack with his 4th catch. And picks up 9. 2nd down, 31 seconds to go.
Yeah, just gonna slant, just clear it out. Inside out pressure, get down, move the sticks.
Call it 10. It was a first down. Evans, and just tries to dump it over under pressure, tried to get it to stand back, and then ends up hitting the turf. So 21 on the clock. They just need to get close enough for David Cote. They can just get 1 big pass.
And the pocket collapses in a hurry for Caleb Evans as he tries to climb it, and Cleon Lang and everybody's got things stymied there. Offensive lineman in his lap, tries to get a little jump pass, no avail.
Play clock down to 7, under 20 seconds now, and here's the deep look. Oh, 1-on-1, and it comes up as a turnover again into the hands of Sherrod Baltimore. He was right there with Courtney Davis, and it was the defense winning that battle again. 3rd time the Alouettes have turned it over.
And Caleb's probably thinking, along with his head coach, calling plays, Anthony Calvillo in the booth saying, let's go ahead and throw it up here. And Sherrod Baltimore's also thinking, yeah, I'm all over that. I'll take it. 6-year player from Maine, veteran, playing for Dandridge, who's I think they missed terribly in the return game. Comes up with a big play for the RedBlacks.
So 14 seconds on the clock in what's been a good first half for the Ottawa RedBlacks. Not explosive on offense, but they haven't needed to be thanks to the field position on turnovers that they've had. And they've taken advantage. On the ground they go. Devontae Williams breaking free from Tyrell Richards. Flag comes down as he's taken down up across the Ottawa 40.
Illegal blocker holding on the RedBlacks here. Is trying to help out their running back downfield as he bounced it to the outside.
Holding, Ottawa, number 80. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
From the referee, Justin McInnes.
Yeah, Nate got caught there trying to help his teammate. So he pulled away from me. I let him go, trying to plead his case. Nice bounce by Williams. Hit it. There he is right there on the inside, whipping him down. You saw him kind of body slam him.
Had a 20-yard run negated by that penalty, so the RedBlacks can put this half to bed. Dustin Crum taking a knee.
Exactly what you want if you're the Ottawa RedBlacks. 17 points, capitalize on some turnovers, play your hard-nosed run defense, which you're known for. Play things fairly close to your vest if you're Dustin Crum, and you go in with a 14-point lead.
Ottawa lost the turnover battle badly in week 1 in Montreal. It is a different story right now. That has been the biggest story for Bob Dice's Ottawa RedBlacks. Just not making mistakes and taking advantage of those errors made by the Montreal Alouettes has put them up a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, and just watching Noel Thorpe, defensive coordinator for Montreal, try to get things figured out with head referee. He's not happy with this. Something out there. I should be not happy with what's going on with his football team.
Damon Webb had the pick. Cleon Lang, the big fumble recovery to set up another RedBlack touchdown. Here's Cleon now with Matthew.
You know, Cleon, it's funny. Just yesterday, Caleb Evans was giving an imitation of what you sound like at the line of scrimmage. He was saying, I'm coming after you, 5, but I guess there's nothing better than the real thing. How have you liked the penetration you've been getting and the turnovers as well on defense?
No, definitely we've been getting pressure on him. You know, we just got to keep after it, stay after him, throw off his rhythm and timing, and give him a long day.
How much, when you're on defense, do you look to disrupt? Whatever that they're doing and the culture that you're building on defense, how much are you looking to disrupt?
No, definitely. That's our whole job description as a defensive lineman. We're up there to play physical and give them hell.
Can you give us a little bit of your trash talk at the line, like I heard from Caleb? Can we get it from the real thing?
C5, I'm coming.
The RedBlacks are up 14. Will we see a change at quarterback in the second half?
Ooh, maybe that's our heated debate right there.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. There's no heated debate. I'm sorry. That was a lie to keep you watching at halftime. Back alongside Dave Sanchez, Jim Barker, and Paul LaPolice, and it's been all about the turnovers when it comes to the Ottawa RedBlacks. What a great job they've been doing on defense. Story by far the first half.
There's no question. Caleb Evans, they're getting ready to score. They're down inside their 20, and he inexplicably throws a pass to an out route, which is basically ends up, like Matt Dunnigan said, a double-covered out route. And he takes the ball back, turns into a touchdown for the RedBlacks. Then he's very careless with the football in the pocket. And you just can't do that when you're playing these tight defensive-type games. And then on this last one, again, trying to make a big play before the half. This one is a little more excusable because I think he was just almost the same thing as a punt. But the turnovers are the difference in what this game was all about in the first half.
And I love what the RedBlacks are doing defensively to make sure all those turnovers happen on the second down. So the RedBlacks are stopping the run. They're doing William Stanback's only got 6 yards, along as 6 yards, only got 27 yards. But they're also doing some things different for Caleb. This is what you call a gap exchange. Caleb's looking at this defensive end. If this end crashes, I'm going to pull it. Adam O'Clair's right there to say, you know, Caleb's such a dangerous player on the perimeter. I'm going to be right there to handle him and bring him down. So the defense, you know, they're getting their takeaways, but they're also forcing them in long yardage situations. And when you're in long yardage situations, he's made those mistakes.
This is a halftime show, right? We're supposed to show highlights.
We are.
I got nothing. There were no highlights. I got nothing. I mean, I will say, I want to ask you guys a question, though. And by the way, you can't overstate how important a W for Ottawa is. It is huge, but there just hasn't been any highlights. There was a situation, Jason Moss down there at the 2.5 or 3 yard line, right?
2.5.
Okay, 2.5. Okay. 2.5. Anyway, and he decided to kick the field goal. And we look at the situation and say, okay, because of the backup quarterbacks and 2 backup quarterbacks playing, there's not going to be a lot of points. Do you want at this spot? Do you want to go for 7 because you're not going to get a chance to get down there, or take the 3 because you know points are going to be tough to get? What's the decision there, guys?
I think when you say it's going to be, if it is going to be a low-scoring game, I think you're taking the points there with the ball to 2.5. Now, also, Montreal may be thinking when they do their self-scout, Ottawa has scored the least amount of touchdowns in the Canadian Football League, so maybe that goes into Jason's thought process.
I completely disagree with that.
Oh, my God.
I believe that when you're down inside the 3 yard line now with the new rules where they get the ball out to the 40-yard line, that you need to go for it there. If you don't make it, they've got a young quarterback backed up on their 3 yard line. If they're punting out of there, you're putting yourself in position to get a touchdown. And if not, if they kick the field goal, you're starting on the 40 yards, you're 20 yards away from the field goal.
Yeah, you get points.
But you know what the great part is? It's so easy to make that decision in this chair, isn't it? By the way, Jim, I'm with you. I'm going for it every single time. We will preview the final game of Week 11 right after this.
Left to the right, it's intercepted. David Webb to the right, complete first down, and more. Shaq Evans, he gets ahead of speed. He's still going. They're chasing him now, and he loses the football. He had pumped it back to throw, and it's a fumble all the way into the end zone for another Red Blacks touchdown.
Vernon Adams Jr. back and ready to go.
If he's on the field, I'm expecting him to be the VA of old.
Now dumps it to the left, touchdown! And Vernon Adams looks mighty fine. Adams over the middle, touchdown, Hatcher! Adams, near side, Mizell, end zone, touchdown! Wants to throw again, finds some space in the end zone, touchdown, and a 300-yard gain for Vernon Adams.
Great players around me. They're doing the rest. I'm just getting them the ball.
Looking ahead to the game wrapping up Week 11 in the CFL, the BC Lions taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and Vernon Adams Jr. coming off a very nice game in his return from injury. And Lapo, when you look at his entire body of work from this season, VA has looked very comfortable in this starting role.
I love what they're doing system-wise with him. The last couple of years, he's been in a system which you would call mirrored routes, where he picks a side and he throws it based on what he sees coverage and makes his best matchup. And sometimes he's just going to push that ball downfield, or he's going to, if nobody's open, he's going to pull the ball and run. This year, it's very much more progression-based. And what that means is he's going to look on one side of the field, see what's open. If the throw's not open, he's going to flip his hips and find somebody else to throw to. He's really managing that new system very well. And when he can do that, everybody else is touching the football. He's not pulling down and running. So now all the receivers are getting extra yak yardage. And when he does create his legs and create an explosive play, that's what's going to happen. Like, his explosive ability is going to blow people away.
He's mirrored production, too, Lapo, the production they had last year. He's rolling. And I was trying to figure out what do I like about VA? What do I see different about what VA is doing this year? And what I came with is just comfortable. He seems comfortable. He's seeing it. You know, when we see a quarterback that's seeing it, and that's what he's doing. And when you have playmakers like Hollins, who has stepped up, Hatcher, without Dom Rhymes even in the game, I love what they're doing. He's seeing it. We always knew VA could deliver. And now he's seeing it clearly, and it's a pretty thing to see.
I give Jordan Maksimic a ton of credit, the offensive coordinator there. He did the same thing with Nathan Rourke last year. He just looked natural from day one. And that's the way Vernon's looked. Minus the Toronto game when he blew up a little bit, he's been as good as he's played since he's been in the league, as far as I've seen him. So I think Saskatchewan's biggest opportunity here is they need to control the ball. Jake Dolegala needs to distribute it. He's going to get Kian Schaefer-Baker back. He's got to get the ball to Morrow, and that offensive line needs to be able to control Betts and company as they're going to come after him as he sits back there with that 6'7" frame.
This just seems like a really tough go for the Saskatchewan Roughriders as they look to get back on track, but it should be a great battle of the West wrapping up Week 11 in the CFL. Speaking of trying to get back on track, that's exactly what the RedBlacks are attempting to do tonight. A great first half. We will have a little bit of stats right after this. Really tough start for Caleb Evans in this one, just 9 of 16. He's got the 2 picks. On the flip side, just 63 passing yards for the RedBlacks because all the work being done by the defense. 14 points off turnovers. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going in the second half. Back to TV Plays with Rod Smith and Matt Dunnigan right after this.
Under the crescent moon, TD Place in Ottawa, where the RedBlacks enjoy a 17-3 lead after one half. Here's Matthew Shinetti now with Montreal head coach Jason Maas.
Coach, how would you describe your offense in that first half?
Oh, we did some good, did some bad. We turned over the ball when you can't have that. We knew coming into this game they did a very good job of doing that. We need to protect the ball better.
How will you assess your quarterback play in the second half, and do you expect to make a change?
I don't expect to, but at the end of the day, he's only one guy out there, so he's got to make good decisions while he's out there. That's what we said going in. So continue to play football the way he's capable of playing. We get in the red zone, just finish drives.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Caleb Evans has thrown it more in this game already at the half than he did all game in their victory over Saskatchewan last week. 9 for 16, 98 yards, 2 interceptions. That one pick in particular, the Damon Webb, Matty, was very costly in the momentum of this game.
Yeah, I'm just not going to put my young quarterback in a situation where he's throwing an out route. And you got basically double coverage. So Webb had nobody to cover. He said, no, let's go over here and jump it. And if he didn't, he's going to be carrying Brooks.
So Ottawa gets the ball to start the second half. Tobias Harris has it at the 20. With a 14-point lead, here's Harris. Alex Gagne couldn't haul him down as he breaks free and he gets up across the 40 for Dustin Crum to come on, and a pretty clean first half. 7 for 8, 63 yards only, but no interceptions.
And Rod, interesting thing is the ball was coming out of his hands in a hurry, and I tried to point that out, and how difficult it is to get the ball and to locate the laces and get it out and timing and on rhythm. And under 2 seconds in his attempts in the first half, 1.98 seconds compared to Caleb Evans, who's hanging on to it for almost a little over 2.5 seconds at 2.51. Big time difference there, and ball coming out with accuracy.
From the Ottawa 42, Crum takes off and takes on a defender too. Coming in, Cavianetto, and he does pick up 10 yards even on that.
That's his first carry, and that's kind of crazy when you think about what that guy could bring to the table with his legs, and he sheds the blocker, or excuse me, a tackler right here, scot-free. Playing flag football there, and then this is not at the tail end of this. This is a nice collision. What I love about this kid, not afraid of contact, initiating it. Moves, well, puts him in second in inches.
So it looked like 10, just a couple inches shy. So
here comes Towson.
Here we go again.
Pigram from Towson, just making it happen.
Towson University, and he's easily
5'9", right?
Yeah, he's
205 pounds.
And a nice little jump there to the left side. Once again, he's been guaranteed first down, or in one case, picked up a touchdown. 2 cases actually in that first half, his first 2 in his career.
Ottawa picked him up from Winnipeg when they let him go.
They did when Dakota Prukop became available. The Bombers let go Pigram, who he certainly made an impression in the preseason for what it's worth, but he's certainly proving his value with the RedBlacks right now.
Yeah, staying out there.
Up near midfield, 17-3, RedBlacks. Ottawa 53. The fake tries to take off and gets into midfield. The ball comes out, And the Alouettes are saying they have it. Oh, they need a turnover the way this game has gone.
Sure do.
And it is in the hands of the Alouettes. So a turnover goes Montreal's way this time as Pigram coughs it up.
Ball's out right there all day long.
Tyrell Richards on the tackle and forcing it loose.
Yeah, a little RPO off the top. Chose not to give it to the receiver that was open in the flat. Used his legs. And was careless with the football, like we saw Caleb Evans in the first half. Doing the same thing, putting the ball on the ground. And heads up play for the Montreal. Said too easy.
Former first overall pick in the CFL a couple of years ago, Tyrell Richards out of Syracuse. And they go deep right away. Evans from back inside the 10. Big play, Alouettes. And this half has started exactly how they needed. As they are threatening, they have a 1st and goal coming up.
Yeah, turn the tables, little play action. Get them while they're hot. There it is. Suck them up. Nobody knows where anybody's at. Nobody in the middle of the football field. And we saw that off the hop at the start of this football season. Austin Mack saying, hello, Canada. I can go deep. He's been doing it ever since. Certainly on that play, just what the Alouettes need.
And with that, he passes Dalton Schoen and is now in front again as the leader in the CFL in receiving yards. Austin Mack. They're deep. Ottawa 8. The handoff, stand back left side, head down, not much there. Picks up maybe 1 yard, maybe nothing at all for stand back, pending the spot of the football, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I would just like to see Caleb just Sally ran that one time, just fake to the back there, use the counter fake to your advantage. Nobody's out there. Walked into the end zone. That was a design run the whole way. Never even thought about it. Maybe they'll see it in the booth and bring it up a little later. 2nd and goal.
Call it a yard at the Ottawa 7. Down 2 touchdowns. Trying to cut that lead in half here. Evans standing in. Looks to the end zone. Touchdown. Tyler Snead has it. His 4th receiving touchdown of the season. And just like that, the running theme tonight is, if you turn over the football, you pay for it.
Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah, nice protection here in time for Caleb Evans. He looks right, then he comes back left, and it opens up a nice window for Snead to get his 4th of the season. 3 of those coming in one football game. Snead, that's an easy one right there. Nice pitch and catch. Caleb Evans settling down. Kahari Jones, excuse me. It was Jason Moss in his ear at halftime saying we can't turn the football over. Just be smart with it, take advantage of it, create some turnovers ourselves. And that's exactly what they did in that drive.
David Cote with the point after, so it was 14. It's down to 7 now in the first touchdown of this game for the Alouettes. Caleb Evans throwing his 2nd touchdown pass as a member of the Alouettes. And he's fired up.
Capitalizing right here. You got Snead, and they've got a day right in the middle of the football field, and they're going to take this zone right here because nobody's there. Watch the route. Caleb Evans has all day. Bam, little double, little out fake right to the middle of the field. Nobody's there. Pitch and catch all day long. 4th of the season. Snead getting it done, and his quarterback loved it. After feeling like he let his team down a couple turnovers in the first half. Right, that feels good.
And remember, especially since he hit an upright in the first half in a similar spot in the field that might have gone for a Montreal touchdown. There's Tobias Harris on the return, and a flag coming out late as he gets up across the Ottawa 40 and is slow to get up now.
The rib, maybe the wind, whatever it is, he's trying to figure it out. He's trying to breathe right now.
And then takes a knee with Lucas Cormier. The hand on his back. The training staff will come out now.
That's gonna be a long walk.
During the return, holding, Ottawa, number 89. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's not going away.
Tobias Harris, a recent addition to this team out of Old Dominion. And another look at what happened on this kick return.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some jump in his step, and he's been trying to find those holes and exploit. And Just kind of got tackled out of bounds. Yeah, you got the hold 89, Dubois, all over 33, not letting him go anywhere, doing a little two-step with him.
He saw that hold, and then it was Jesher Antwi on the tackle, and just looks like he landed awkwardly out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of landed funny, and doesn't take much. Cartilage damage to the ribs. Broke one. The Sobek just a win, but looks a little bit more serious than that. Caleb Evans, he's like, just give me the ball back, man. I'm feeling it right now. Feeling it.
He knows this park well, coming in 2021 and getting his chance because of quarterback injuries with the Red Blacks, and got a start against Edmonton. He won his first start. He certainly showed off his running ability as well, and then it became a bit of a struggle for a young quarterback.
Yeah. I can tell you this, though, Rod. You and I have been talking about it all day long. We had breakfast together and talking about the game and what's going on. We know all the 5 teams out west, particularly the bottom 2, are cheering for Montreal to come back and win this football game.
They are still tending to Tobias Harris of the Ottawa RedBlacks. We'll take a break and be back here at TD Place. This is Ottawa kick returner Tobias Harris in considerable pain and heading off with the training staff to the dressing room. He was injured on that Alouette kickoff as he was taken out of bounds and looked like he fell awkwardly. So hopefully Harris is okay. The Red Blacks have the ball, and their lead is down to 7 after the Alouette touchdown. Tyler Sneed. So little fake, look to the left, and that's a first down. That's Justin Hardy with it. Buys some room for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, just a little point fake. You not even abort the point fake to get the ball out quicker. Let your running back handle that. You don't need to do that. Let the running back do that ball faking for you. Get the ball out there a little quicker. Maybe Hardy's got a chance to turn up the field even more so. A little coaching point for you.
So Hardy, the leading receiver, picks up 17 there and his 50th catch of the season, and a first down at the Ottawa 34 now. After that 17-yard pickup, Jackson Bennett, the running back, in now for Dustin Crum. Bennett has it, and Sean Lemon has him. Lost yardage as Lemon comes in. Hey, he's known for the pass rush, but does a great job on the run there to force a 2nd and long for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, the Lemonator doing his thing, and he's going to get there in a hurry, untouched, annihilates Jackson Bennett, who will probably take the load off of Tobias Harris, who we just saw off the football field, and that's a nice play, a nice read, unabated, second level coming for the quarterback. He's allowed to attack the running back, and bang, loss on the down.
Sean Lemon in his 4th game as a member of the Montreal Alouettes, and a big play there to make it 2nd and 13. He's spinning, trying to get in. They do get pressure, but Crum gets rid of it, and it is caught by Jalen Acklin.
Hello.
Who had that big game, 157 yards in receiving against the Argos last week.
Yeah, where you been, 2-3? Tell you what, he said hello to the crowd here tonight with that catch. That ball under pressure, under duress. That is Mustafa Johnson putting some heat on the quarterback. Crum, nice ball. High points it, sticks it. Puts him in 3rd and inches. We're going to see our man Pigram again out there. Very nice execution. Quarterback, receiver. Quarterback under duress. Receiver picks him up. And he's feeling the ill effects of Mustafa Johnson. Just giving him a little love tap.
Coming down on him hard. Tyrell Pigram, who's had a very good night, minus the turnover when he coughed up the football the last time. Bounces that time. He bounced and tried to push through. Didn't need just a few inches. The Alouettes don't think he got it.
It's going to be tight.
Well, that time, they did make contact with him behind the line.
Yeah, it looks like penetration bounced him to the outside. I see Bahar down there making a call for a first down. Now Pigram's doing the same. Here's a look at it. Kind of gets bounced out there. Penetration. Yeah, right there. Penetration from low, and then.
But does he get it on that lunge?
Yeah, it just depends on where the ball, his knees down, where the ball is being stretched to. But it apparently looks like he did.
Based on that replay, it does look like he did. He had to get to 1 yard shy. No, they don't. Look at where they put the ball down. And it is a turnover. Another one committed by the Ottawa RedBlacks this half. So the Alouettes are getting the turnovers now.
Yeah, Rod, again, you know, it's not where the ball actually touches the turf. It's where his knee's down and where the ball is. And right here, knees down, and then the ball's not fully extended. That's where they marked it. Here's another look at it. Tough to see where his knee is there, but
well,
looks like Bobby Dice, his head coach for the RedBlacks, is going to challenge.
They want to challenge this spot. Yeah, he had to get to 1 yard shy of the 45-yard line.
Ottawa's challenging the spot on the previous play. The play will be reviewed.
And it looked like that ball, it depends on when the knee made contact, but it looks like it went down right at the 44. So Bob Dice with a critical challenge here. The way teams have taken advantage of turnovers. His team has scored 2 touchdowns. The Alouettes have scored a touchdown off a turnover. Is this a turnover? Command Center will review. We'll have that for you coming up. Big decision in this game. Was it a turnover on downs, Matty? Let's have one more look at that short yardage play by Tyrell Pigram.
I actually think Bobby Dice is a good challenge. I think he gets this because I don't think the knee is down. It's an elbow, ball's extended. Looks well past the 44-yard line, which is the line to gain. May not be enough there to overturn it. I don't know if remeasuring does anything. They haven't moved the ball. We're going to see what they do here. The drama builds here, Rod.
Well, do we see the defense coming on for the Alouettes? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with a change of sides, they've changed the call.
After review, Command Center has moved the spot of the football. We will remeasure to see if it's a first down.
You don't have to do that. I can see that from here. What do you think, Rod?
Where the ball is now, it sure looks like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that yard marker is on the inside of the 44, and the ball looks to be on the outside of it.
Yeah.
So this would be shocking.
Wow.
It is a first down.
So, I mean, I like that. Command Center stepped in. I think they got the spot right in the second time. I think it's a great challenge by Bobby Dice because Pigram, the last 2 times he's touched the football, hadn't been good for the RedBlacks, but Coach bailed him out on that one.
And a great challenge for Bob Dice, given the way this game has gone. Dice, by the way, 9 for 14 on career challenges, 64%.
Really good.
From the 44, still Ottawa football. And coming in on this slant is taken by Shaq Evans. Another catch for him on the night. He nearly had a touchdown in the first half. Helped set one up.
Yeah, Cordell Rogers got pretty tight coverage on this slant, but there was a nice ball thrown again by out very quickly. I mean, Rogers is right there. Got his right hand coming in trying to strip it before he even gets there. Evans still can't hang on to it. Got 7 on it. Let's see Shaq Evans back, healthy, contributing.
An all-star with the Saskatchewan Roughriders back in 2019, and a lot of injuries since, but now a red flag and a second down and 3. Short pass for Bennett. Tyrese Beverett trying to help the officials out and say, no, he didn't catch it, but the officials don't agree with him.
That's a heck of a catch.
It is a catch.
Back.
And Crum, they're getting them over quickly, Matty.
Yeah, for a wide receiver or a running back.
Trying to beat the challenge?
Yeah.
Well, they don't. Jason Moss quickly gets that one on as Ottawa was trying to run a play and negate the opportunity.
After review by the video official, it is an incomplete pass, second down.
So he doesn't have to use it.
Twice in the last couple of plays we had the Command Center check it out and overturn the call. Absolutely love this and the flow of the game and how you don't have to challenge and get into that whole rigmarole. And to me, the Command Center is doing its job. The last 2 or 3 plays are really nice.
Well, you saw the challenge flag.
Correction, it's going to be third down.
So they ruled it incomplete. That was Command Center independent of the challenge. So Montreal does not lose the challenge and the timeout there.
Yeah, got it right.
So they did. They looked at it. They overturned it. Incomplete. The pass intended for Bennett. So instead, Richie Leone is out. past the midway point of the third quarter in a 7-point Ottawa lead, and Montreal and Chandler Worthy back to get this ball as they finally do get up over it. Leone. Worthy wasn't given much of a chance on that one, was he? Right down at the 10, and a beautiful punt by Leone. Right to the 10 and the boundary of 51 yards. Smiles for Richie Leone, one of the top punters for the last several years, Matty, and just a beautiful one there. Worthy didn't have a chance.
Yeah, number 2, base and net punting, and just great location on that one. Makes it easy for the cover teams. Easier, I should say. Richie Leone just making it happen. Got a lot of big legs in the Canadian Football League, and we're blessed to see them from week to week. To take it for granted, these guys are skilled and they can pound it.
So Montreal deep in their own zone. Evans, and lost yardage there. Courtney Davis took it in behind the line of scrimmage. He is tackled immediately. Coming in there, Sherrod Baltimore on Davis. So loss of about a half yard for the Alouettes.
Yeah, feeling it, you know. Interception at the half, little gimme, you know. I mean, you got to make that play, and he did at halftime. Get the INT. Very aggressive here. Got to love that, too. Sure tackle. Sherrod Baltimore saying, get healthy, Dandridge. In the meantime, I got you.
Can't really overstate what this game means to the whole complexion of the East Division. If Montreal were to come back and win, you'd have 2 definitive top teams in that division, along with the Argos, and 2 back with 3 wins in Ottawa and Hamilton. RedBlacks trying to change that. It's complete though to Austin Mack, and it's whistled dead.
He was, and Austin Mack picked up his quarterback on that one because he was waiting on the football and waiting. He said, oh, I got to go get this one. Otherwise, it's going the other way. It's going to be another interception on an out route. And it's because it's a long throw. Barely got there. Baltimore closing in. Receiver picked him up. That's the way it's done. Come back to the football. You're always taught that. Everybody knows that.
Comes back, gets it, but a knee went down, so they blew the whistle right at the 20, but it is a first down for the Alouettes. Down 7. Williams stand back, and he is tackled there. Cleon Lang with a big fumble recovery in the first half that led to an Ottawa touchdown. Another good play inside again. A defense that's hard to run against, Matty.
Yeah, it really is. And a nice play by DeAndre Lamont. We hadn't talked about him too much tonight. Coming in off the edge to get stand back, basically in no gain. Aaron Miles taking a look at him, defensive coordinator for the RedBlacks. Cheating on his team, trying to get him a stop here. Knows how important field position is here.
2nd and 10 at the Montreal 20. 4-man rush. Evans gets away to the right, pointing to his receiver. Can't find one. Throws it away. And we got a 3rd down coming up.
Really nice patience shown by the RedBlacks defense there with a quarterback that can make and wreak havoc with his legs and make magic happen. A lot of patience. And then Caleb gets mad at our camera guy and slings it at him. Right here, great patience, just letting him go, do his thing. Webb says, no, I got you. That's kind of smart.
It's a little hard to catch a football when you got a very expensive camera in your hand.
Come on, make that grab.
I cut him some slack there. It goes incomplete, and Joseph Zima and the punting unit for Montreal coming on, so a good hold in this series for that Ottawa RedBlack defense.
Can't tell you how impressive that was defensively to have patience like that. Webb go attack the quarterback. Everybody else to stand their man and force the issue. Well done. Getting off the field.
And no Tobias Harris, of course, after getting injured before. So Justin Hardy is back along with Nate Bahar for this punt. And that will go to Hardy. So another change, and a flag is down way back near the line of scrimmage. Jason, our camera guy's okay. Yep. And a valiant effort with a football heading his way. That ball is now in the Red Black hands. What a month it's been for Dustin Crum. A little over a month ago, he got his first CFL start and led them to a couple of overtime victories. You look at his numbers in the last 4 starts. Dustin Crum to Ottawa football fans, becoming a household name, but a household face? Here's Matthew Shinetti.
Well, when you have great games, you think you'd be recognized, and Dustin Crum getting used to the Ottawa areas, walking around, obviously wearing his Ottawa RedBlacks swag. And fans are coming up to him, asking about the team, asking what the team is doing, giving their opinions. But they don't necessarily recognize Dustin Crum because obviously he wears a helmet. And one occasion, he told us yesterday that a fan came up to him asking about the quarterback, saying how much he liked the quarterback and his play, offered a few pointers that maybe the player that he thought he was maybe could give the quarterback, and then Dustin Crum walked away. And that same fan ran after him because he realized he was talking to Dustin Crum. Now, Matty, you and I were talking yesterday. Dustin Crum maybe doesn't look like a quarterback, more like a rocket scientist, which he actually is.
Yeah. He's throwing the ball like a rocket scientist tonight. Like a rocket. Matthew, I can guarantee you that fan didn't catch Crum either when he ran back after him. Because these professional athletes out here.
Ottawa, number 54. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It was funny, too, Matthew, when you were talking to him earlier this week, just how someone, not knowing who he was, but had an opinion on the Red Blacks and that new quarterback. What do you think of him? And I guess he had a chance to offer an opinion of himself. He's okay. He should be running more.
Which is amazing, right? And then it's just love the fact that you got passionate fans talking to a guy walking around in red black gear, right?
That quarterback's all right. 1st and 15 now. Ottawa 27, and he steps up. He does run there, and coming in Bryce Notre in behind and takes him down, but he does get it up. A gain of 13 up across the 40, so a 2nd down and short is coming up.
Yeah, and this is a nice job on both ends. Crum's going to see it. It's going to split wide open in the middle. And Bryce, Notre comes in there and makes a nice play. And I love the fact that he pulled it down there because I think he's got to do that more often personally. God gave him that ability to use it. Bryce Notre went in there and stopped him from getting first down.
Got a new nickname for Notre there. That flag comes out right with the snap of the ball. By the way, Crum with 2 carries, 23 yards. A small total compared to what he had done earlier on.
Ottawa, number 61. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
And I get it. It's a tough game. Professional athletes. These guys hit hard. This long season. They want you out there kind of controlling things when you can. Make smart decisions. But I really believe when you're only in your 6th start, you have to still play to your strengths. But Dustin Crum has proved to be a quick learner and making big steps in the right direction and taking care of the football. Very impressive young man.
The left guard Drew Desjardins, who's back in the lineup, missing last week with injury. Big free agent signing in the offseason. 2nd down conversions, Ottawa just 3 for 13. They got a 2nd and 7 now from their 35. And the pressure coming, and he gets away for a while anyway on that 2nd down and 7. And he gets it, up close again, and a flag comes out late. They were blowing the whistle, the tempers were flaring, and then the flag comes out.
I think he got him to about a yard short, where it give Coach Dice something to think about, depending upon this penalty.
This is usually where the misconduct fouls come out.
A little something after the whistle.
Objectionable conduct. Montreal, number 29. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
They got the strong side linebacker J.R. Reed on the flag, so it doesn't matter now in terms of being 3rd and short. They usually have the first down via penalty.
Yeah, just going to happen. Here he is. This is what he does. Why not? Great tackle there. Reed comes in at the end. Late to the party. Takes a foul. Moss can't be happy with that one.
Up across the 50 quickly now. Going off to the right for Hardy. Up across midfield with Marc-Antoine Duquois bearing down. A pickup of 5 more yards for Ottawa.
Ball's out and hurry again. A little quick out. They've been making a living at that tonight. Got to be careful because they're going to jump one of those pretty soon. Duquois tried to get there, just a little late. One of my favorite players in the league, Marc-Antoine Duquois.
From the Montreal 54 in a 2nd and 5. Blitz is coming. Gets rid of it. And just as it's coming down to a receiver, and that is Devontae Williams. And that shy of a first down. It's down to about the 52 of Montreal, still 3 yards shy.
And I really like what they're doing. They're bringing linebackers in here and twisting, trying to get them freed up and one-on-one with the linemen and trying to get space, and actually do create some problems here for the quarterback. He tries to dump it down. They're all over the sit down, check down Charlie right there, and I like the thought process behind what Montreal's doing on those 2nd down scenarios.
Another booming punt by Leone. And to the right again, where Worthy takes it inside the 5. Not much room, and he's taken down with a hand up near his face mask. No flag is out. Kenya Onyeka, just the way Worthy's body moved with the Onyeka tackle.
Just have the strength to be able to pull somebody down like that. I don't think he got him up high. I think he got him on the shoulder pad.
On the shoulder, and my goodness.
But the punt again was incredible. Zima and Leone going at it with these punts here. Oh yeah, he's pretty high there.
No flag came out.
Yeah, but still, that's cheap.
Definitely strong.
Right?
Yeah. With the 16 from Montreal. And Caleb Evans now still down 7 points. Late 3rd quarter. He's tripped up. He stays up. Then he goes down further back. So what Lorenzo Molden started, Cleon Lang finished off. And the Alouettes are even closer towards their own end zone. A loss of 7.
Yeah, just trying to get there, right? Just coming in, here's Lang, and he's going to finish him off here. Love this. Let's get on him as the Alouettes go double tights there at a couple of their offensive linemen, trying to give Caleb Evans a chance and a clear sight line to throw the football. It doesn't work. Cleon Lang is there. Veteran making it happen. All about field position here. Close ball game, 7 points. Fixing to go in the 4th quarter.
And a big 2nd down and long. The Alouettes at their 10. Ottawa trying to hold him off. Getting to Evans again, but he gets away that time. Completes it to Sneed. Up across the 30. And they made it happen when they really needed to. A big 1st down for the Montreal Alouettes on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Jason Moss approves. A gain of 24. Alouettes go into the final 15. Down 7. They won the 3rd quarter on points. They need to win it again for a chance to come back and take this game. The numbers fairly close after 3 quarters in terms of net yards, 1st downs, turnovers, though. It's still decidedly to Ottawa's advantage with a 7-point lead heading into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and the things are tightening up, and you can feel it. And it's going to be a come down to who makes the most plays and who doesn't turn the football over. And that play right there to end the 3rd quarter was extremely important, and Caleb Evans was all over it. And a nice play by him. And I'll show you what happened. Up front, you're going to have Carter out here, and he's going to lose his contain inside. Wakefield's going to go this way, and Santos Knox is here. It's going to have a little lane for the quarterback to step up into, and you watch this happen. There it is, space. Now time, finds Sneed, sticks it on him, moves the sticks, get a big chunky yard there out of your own end, moving, and new set of downs. And to me, that's huge starting the 4th quarter here. Montreal, a little more momentum, getting out of their own end.
Big completion, one of the biggest of the night for Caleb Evans, given, as you talked about, Matty, the circumstances. Hem deep in their own zone. Williams stand back in again. 14 of 22 is Evans. 186, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. It's in the hands of stand back, and he's going nowhere against that very tough Ottawa RedBlack defense against the run.
Just plain and simple, Rod, nowhere. A couple of decent runs in the 1st half, but since then, Williams has been shut down, and that's old hat to these Ottawa RedBlack defenders. Darren Miles got him working.
Darren Miles, the former defensive coordinator on Kahari Jones' staff with the Montreal Alouettes up until a little over a year ago. quickly to Mack. Baltimore's there.
Playing the sticks. Playing the sticks, Rod. And not even close. You know, 3 yards short of a first down here. And Baltimore knows that. Going to give them underneath, come up and play it, make the quick, sure tackle, wrap them up, take the big receiver down. And here comes Zima, who's been duking it out with Leone in these punts. This is a defensive football game. Turnovers, taking advantage of those. And these punters have been spectacular. And special teams coverage units have been pretty good, too.
So it's Hardy and Bahar handling the punt returning. And this one goes to Nate Bahar, as he's taken down just shy of the 30. The Red Blacks football, and Dustin Crum at quarterback for Ottawa, his 6th CFL start, coming in with a record of 2-3 as a starter. He is 12 of 14, but just for 107 yards. As he quickly works that one, make it 13 of 15 as that short pass is completed to Jalen Ackland.
All night long, that's what they're doing. Here comes Pegram again. There's a look at it. Ackland just buys time, times it up. Ball's put on the 2 and the 3. Get about 8.5, and here comes Pegram. See if he can't hang on to the football. Tremendous first half, and then here the last 3 times he's touched it here in this half. Hadn't been going so well. Just failing those pop quizzes, Rod.
Well, and they're making it harder for him now. And a flag comes out again. This is he was trying to push for a little bit more, but we were singing his praises, rightfully so, in the first half because of the progress he was getting. Montreal's made some changes. It's a whole lot tougher for him. Needed about 1.5 yards.
Roughing the passer, horse collar tackle. Montreal, number 35. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Once again, you don't need to worry about it if you're going to get the first down via penalty.
Yeah, that's a big one, because I think they had him stopped. But you'll see it right at the end.
Reggie Stubblefield.
I get what he's trying to do, but can't do it that way.
So instead, it comes up to the Ottawa 54.
Jason Moss going over it with Tuck and Evans on the sideline, getting on the same page. Wow.
Crum to Williams. Crum was taken down, and Jackson Bennett on the carry, who gets it inside the 35. So the Alouettes certainly buying that fake. And a 20-yard gain for Jackson Bennett, product here in Ottawa, playing his college football.
Yeah, and this is a freebie right to Crum, and Crum just barely handed the ball off to Bennett, and where he's feeling the ill effects of that as he gets up. He's kind of crunched over on his left side, feeling that pop. Paying a price for hanging on to it just a little bit too long, but the right call. Give it to him. Let 22 Jackson Bennett do his thing.
From the University of Ottawa, starting his career with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now with Ottawa, Bennett stays in, and he's knifing his way through. After some contact, he keeps working. He gets it down to the 30 on that first down play to set up a second and short.
Yeah, there really wasn't much of a hole there, and Jackson looks like he was kind of just walking through it, and he just kept walking and plowing and pushing. Picks up 6. Actually, it doesn't look like much, Rod, but every yard counts down here when the field goes on the line, maybe go up 10.
Absolutely. Got a touchdown last week at BMO Field in Toronto, and that high-scoring first half against the Toronto Argonauts. Red Blacks ended up losing. 2nd and 4, Montreal 30. That is caught. It's Shaq Evans as he pushes aside a tackler and gets 3-4 more yards after that. Red Blacks in business. Evans and company, and a first down coming up.
Yeah, he just throws Cordell Rogers out of the way after he makes this nice hands catch. Just see ya, pass on by, moving down the field. Nice throw, ball's out quickly. Boy, Crum sucked it up early after that hit, huh? Didn't affect that kid.
For all their trouble scoring touchdowns when getting into the red zone, they were the worst in the CFL at it, but they're 2 for 2 tonight, and this is their third trip inside the 20. Nosing to the 16, in the hands of Bennett again, right side. A couple of Alouettes bearing down, and one more, and he just refuses to go down as he picks up about 3 more yards for the RedBlacks inside the 15.
Talk about playing your position. Nice job by Montreal getting to the football. They don't finish it. Point of attack. Got plenty of other defenders come up willing to take down Bennett, or at least attempt to, Rod.
He gets it to the 13. And a second down coming up now. 2nd and 7 after that 3-yard carry by Jackson Bennett, who is suddenly busy on that Ottawa offense. And the RedBlacks go for 3 for 3 in the red zone. Blitz coming. Crum trying to get it away. He takes off instead. Dustin Crum. Touchdown RedBlacks. And he took a pop right when he crossed. Paid a price, but he's added to the Ottawa lead.
Yeah, they're gonna try to mess up Ottawa, and they're gonna bring people from high to low and try to mess up the blocking scheme. They do, and they get to him, but Crum's got a lane, and when he gets a lane, it's lights out. And he takes a shot right at the front of the end zone. He's already in the 6 area. Says, that's what I do. That's what we do at Kent State.
What a pop he took, too. Coming in there was Rogers. Hit him after he had crossed. The point after by Ward. So we're reminded again of the dangers on the ground of Dustin Crum. 4 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. And this is a huge one, too, for the RedBlacks as they restore the 14-point lead the hard way.
All the games that are played, Rod, to try to mix up young quarterbacks down in the red zone when the game's on the line. I just love it. They're going to bring people from depth. They're going to bring in here, and they're going to spy this man right here on Dustin Crum. They're going to drop one man out in the middle of the field to take away that. Dustin Crum sees it, and then it's just athletic ability. Gets by Sutton, says old Rogers right at the front of the end zone for a massive collision. Love it. 2 teams going at it. Very physical football game, all based on defense and quarterbacks just having to suck it up and make quick decisions. And so far, Dustin Crum's got the advantage.
7 plays, 81 yards, 344 for the RedBlacks. Chandler Worthy with it now. Once again, a 2-score game as he tries to spin out, but no, can't. And it's the rookie Cormier in on the tackle there. Well, 3 for 3 in the last drive on second down conversions, and once again, they get inside the 20 tonight. 3 for 3 as Crum is greeted there by Rogers in the end zone. And now our Coors Light moment of chill, talking about paying the price to do your job. How about our sideline camera operator, Jason Hennessy, Matter?
Oh, you want me to comment on this? Oh, my goodness. Oh, I didn't realize he took it right there. Oh, that's taking one for the team. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I feel you, bro. Every man on the planet understands what you're going through right there. He shakes it off.
I think he needs
that's a moment of
chill
right there.
Jason?
We got you, Jason.
Where do you place the camera now, Jason?
Right?
Well done, my friend. Alouette ball down 2 touchdowns. James Tuck with another reception up across the 40.
It's good to see Tuck involved. You know, he saw a nice play by Caleb in the first quarter, finding him late on the sidelines for a catch. And you got to love some Justin Tuck. This guy that just does the dirty work, man, all over the field. Now he's got to get off the field.
Second and 5. The Montreal 41 for Caleb Evans. Quickly over the middle and open is Sneed. Did a couple of big catches in this game. Tyler Sneed has a touchdown in it and a gain of 11 there for Montreal.
Yes, and come over the top of the here and just sit down right in that middle of that defense. And Rod, you talked about it at the top of the show. You and I were talking off air. Everybody needs one of these little LFs, right? Gotta love those LFs, and Montreal's found one.
Lightning fast,
yes,
I assume?
Absolutely.
Well, there he is there, and with the ball in his hands again, and Cariel Brooks trying to wrestle it away, but not before another Alouette first down. Going to 85 again and a gain of 16.
Yeah, sorry, guys. That's going to have to take a while to get rid of that. Yeah, he just kind of sits down, a little cross motion. Fumble by Dunnigan. Yeah, Taylor, hey, he's having a great game. I'm glad to see him involved in this offense. A guy like that can bail out a quarterback in a hurry.
Evans again, and then they get in his face. Kenny Onyeka coming in. What a game he's having. He just got enough there on Evans to interfere with his chance of throwing the football.
Yeah. Hey, just beautiful job right here. There's a look at him. Watch him get there. Get off of me. Well, he just blocked everything, stopped everything. Just beats Rice. And then just stops everything, Brett. I mean, just perfect hand placement.
Loss of 6, play action fake, and then to stand back. Who can't get away. Brooks had him, but no, he does get away. And then finally Damon Webb coming in to take him down. Well shy of the first down considering how long they had to go. Just gets it a little further up to about the 43.
Incredible recognition on the screen and trying to get off a man as he's trying to block you. And there it is right there. Just that's just a heck of a job. I think it was Cariel Brooks. Yeah, it was. Brooks. He came in there, fended off a defender, trying to block him, and disrupted that screen from going any further.
So a 14-point game, and David Cote is on. His longest in the season is 51. This is just beyond the 50. It's put down, and Cote puts it up and through. So the Alouettes do get 3 more, an 11-point red-black lead. Still a 2-score game with just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Beautiful Ottawa on an August Saturday night. Can the Red Blacks hang on and pick up an important win? He is one of the greatest pass rushers in the history of the CFL. You see him climbing the list, and those are tremendous names above his. Lemon 15th now, all-time at 95. He is 3 since joining the Alouettes 4 games ago, 1 behind a great Tycat and Mike Walker.
Yeah, and I think every one of those guys in front of Sean Lemon got me several times. and you know, and a guy like Sean Lemon, I just can't believe he was out there that long this past beginning of the football season. Nobody picked him up. Great pickup on Montreal.
And he has paid off in the 3 games before with an average of sack each game. And Jackson Bennett, the ball carrier, was a busier fourth quarter for him. But yeah, there's Lemon, who's been a part of just about every team, starting with Saskatchewan. Actually, he started with Winnipeg, but he played his first game as a member of the Saskatchewan Roughriders back in 2011.
Let's take a look at Sean. Some of the dirty work that he does and been doing. Just playing his gap, playing his area. Nobody's coming back over here. Allowing his teammates to get the job done on the front side.
2nd and 7 now. The Ottawa 43 Crom running out of time.
There he is.
And there it is. Lemon drops another one. Number 4 in 4 games with the Alouettes, as Sean Lemon has just tied Mike Walker for number 14 on that list
right
we just showed
out
you.
And around, a little bubble, and he comes right back into him because the ball's not out. We've seen that ball getting thrown quickly, and he just comes right around Bull and keeps pursuing, does what he's been doing, man. What, 96 now, Ron? Just
96 career sacks.
like on cue.
Oh, the ball comes out, but Worthy does jump on it. There's a break for the Alouettes. That could have been disastrous. They're getting the ball back, down 11.
If you've never caught a punt in a live situation like this, a lot harder than it looks, because you've got a whole bunch of guys that are beating down on you. And You want to do something with it, expected to do something with it, and sometimes your eyes just come up just a little bit. That's what happened to Chandler Worthy.
And he's been a great one, too. So it doesn't hurt the Alouettes there as they'll scrimmage from their 42. But they're running out of time, and they're down 11. Got a field goal the last time out. Evans, wide open receiver again, coming in and getting to midfield for Montreal, and that is Austin Mack. 13 more yards for Mack.
Yeah, and even though you're getting rid of the football quickly, sometimes you're going to take some little shrapnel and got stepped on. Callender stepped on him, and that, I can guarantee, does not feel good.
He's over 100 on the night, and that'll add to the total there. Austin Mack down inside the 50 on that first down play. And as mentioned earlier, he's got something going on here. Dalton Schoen, the two of them leading the way in receiving yardage, and Mack is now number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, he just does that with his eyes there. He's just reading where he's got to go and understands the concept. Ball's going to be out quickly. High percentage throw, which we've seen a lot with Caleb Evans. 2nd and 4 now.
Deeper, down the left and complete. It is Sneed this time. Working those two new receivers. They are Alouette rookies, and they're making a contribution in this game at a critical point right now.
Deep out. It's going to end up over here, and this ball's got to be out quickly and on time. Because if it's late, you know it's going the other way. Because of how far it's and how long it's in the air. That ball was thrown beautifully by Caleb Evans.
And pushed out by Abdul Kenna, but another catch there for Tyler Sneed. Had a touchdown earlier in this game.
Timeout, Montreal.
5 catches, 64 yards, and the Alouettes call a timeout at this critical point. 3:06 on the clock.
And why?
With the time.
They don't want,
Please put 3 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock.
I'll correct myself. I understand why. Because they don't want to take 2. They can't take 2 into the last 3 minutes of a ball game. So he wants to burn one there.
And they'll get another timeout coming up with the 3-minute warning.
That's correct. That's just good job by Jason Moss. Didn't realize it. Almost 2.5 minutes had come off the clock that quickly. So it's a nice job. Settle him down. Call the right play. Give him a breather. Go execute. Got to have it right here, down 11.
It's the second meeting this season between these two rivals. It was in week 1 in Montreal, the Alouettes, when the RedBlacks committed a lot of turnovers. Montreal won it 19-12, a 7-point difference, 11-point difference right now. Last play before the 3-minute warning, and Evans takes off inside the 30, the 25, sliding down around the 20 with Adam O'Clair on him. A gain of 15 yards thanks to the legs of Caleb Evans.
Yeah, young legs too, right?
And they'll have another timeout now with the 3-minute warning, and they are pressing deep. They need a touchdown. They're down 11 points. Just a few minutes to go here at a TD Place. Tomorrow, Mosaic Stadium in Regina, Vernon Adams, the BC Lions, up against Jake Dolegala, starting at quarterback for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Big one in particular for the Riders, who lost in Montreal badly last week, 41-12. A 4-win team, 4-5, making the turn to start the second half of the season. They need a win.
Yeah, they looked tired last week against Montreal.
They did. Never really in it in that game. Mason Fine got hurt. Dolegala came in. Big moment here. A look into the end zone for Evans. Double coverage and coming down with it. Sherrod Baltimore with another interception. And that one denies any chance of points at this point for the Alouettes. What another big turnover for the Ottawa RedBlacks.
Right before the half, he got one. And this time, Caleb Evans, it's not even a thought process. He's going to throw the go route without even looking over there. Sherrod Baltimore's got a better route running a better route than
it's Austin Mack, right?
Austin Mack. You see,
the previous play is being automatically reviewed by the command center.
Canay's coming over there. Nice play there. That's just great defense. He's double covered. Again, 2 defenders on 1 receiver. Nobody Baltimore had nobody to cover. It looks like he just feathered back and just pot hanged back there and waited for the ball to come to him and high pointed it. Matt couldn't get over to it to play defender. Looks like he might have had Abdul Kana beat, but Sherrod Baltimore, they're seeing whether or not he caught the football.
You saw it come out after he landed.
I don't think he may not have had possession of that ball before he went out of bounds.
Before he went out. And that's what they're reviewing.
Yes.
Sherrod Baltimore, one of the veterans in this team, in this defense, 6th year out of Maine.
But a head scratcher for a throw. Not seeing the defender out there at all, throwing into double coverage. That happens, right? This is his 15th game. He's 4-10, and he's not seeing the field as clearly in these big moments as he should.
So this is the review of the command center.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned to an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down.
So ruling he did not have possession of the ball when he landed and went out of bounds.
Yeah, and you could see it jostling around there, and he trying to secure it, but when he did secure it, his backside was out of bounds. And there he pushes one of our cameramen. He'll get lighter in the pocket for that, but right here, the ball is out, and then he's out of bounds. That's a good job by the officials.
Rough night for a cameraman, one way or the other.
Right? Getting bullied by players now.
So here we go, 2nd and 10, a reprieve for Evans and the Alouettes from the Ottawa 20.
There you go.
That's complete and open. It's Sneed. Touchdown number 2 for Tyler Sneed as the Alouettes get what they need to get within a score.
So you're saying there's a chance?
And a 2-point conversion would put them back just a field goal.
Command center doing a really nice job in this football game, getting involved and making the right calls. And this is just wide open. This is a bust in the middle. And in style, Sneed goes Superman over the goal line. Love it. Launching himself. Having fun out there. Got to. Where else would you rather be competing? Nation's capital. Saturday night.
So they'll go for 2. Tell you, Matty, with injuries and departures, you know, Gino Lewis, Jake Winicky leaving, Greg Ellingson getting hurt, Reggie White getting hurt.
Right.
It was wholesale changes in this receiving core. We learned about Austin Mack earlier, and now Tyler Sneed, too, who has 5 touchdown catches for the Alouettes this season.
Get production somewhere, and they needed that right there. Big time overturned call by the command center. And then boom, next play, touchdown. Caleb Evans got his team working, going for 2 right here. Trying to make it a 3-point game.
If they can get this conversion, the difference will just be a field goal with 2.5 minutes to go here in Ottawa. Low snap. Evans, no, knocked away, broken up. And that play with a low snap to him kind of had an ugly start. And it's Damon Webb coming in to help break that up. So it's still 1-score game, but it's 5-point difference now.
Yeah, Damon Webb's going to slip out with the back. Again, great patience, knowing that he's got a certain area to cover. He might have been able to pick it and go the other way. Get his 2nd for the night. Another great play by Damian Webb.
6 plays, 68 yards, though. And a touchdown that happened after a review from the command center overturned an interception. So they drove down and got that touchdown.
Montreal is challenging the previous play for pass interference.
Wow.
The play will be reviewed.
Well, you got to do what you got to do now, right, at this point in time, because that is a huge 2 points.
Yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained right here. And you got to figure you get a half the distance to the goal line there and give it another crack and bring it to 3 as opposed to 5 here.
Have another look. They're saying PI.
That's a pretty clean play. I don't know about his right hand. I don't know about throwing to that guy in a critical down like that situation. He leaks out late. Webb's waiting on him. I think that's a pretty clean play.
The one argument they could have, I suppose, is Webb did make contact before the ball arrives.
Let's see. Yeah, he did. Push that left shoulder and enabled or stopped Standback from having an opportunity to get his left hand. Might have had his right arm too. Jason Moss all over this one. I think they could get it overturned.
Command Center's getting a workout on this drive alone.
They've done a nice job all night, I believe, in my opinion, about getting things right. That's all they're there for.
Yeah. Will the Alouettes get another chance to go for two?
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
No, they won't, says Justin McInnes. So the call stands, no PI, and good play for Damon Webb to break it up. And it's still a 5-point Red-Black lead. 2.5 minutes to go here.
Wow, he likes touching. They like them DBs from Ottawa. They like touching the camera.
But no one's taken one for the team like Jason Hennessy did earlier.
Right.
But still a chance for the Alouettes, coming in at 5-3. Red-Blacks coming in at 3-6. Tied with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who lost a couple of nights ago to Edmonton.
See what goes on here, what the play call is for the Alouettes on this kickoff. 2:33 left on the clock.
David Cote to kick off. Jackson Bennett, Justin Hardy, the returners. Tobias Harris, who had been the returner, injured earlier in this game. And then Cote does kick it deep. It is Hardy to take it inside the 10. Going to the right. Found some room. Got it up across the 35. So Crum will come on. Protecting a 5-point lead. The Alouettes getting closer thanks to this touchdown drive, Matty.
Yeah, and I thought a really nice job. A lot of people involved here. A nice throw, best throw I think of the night for Caleb Evans. And then he pulls it down, uses his legs. And then here, after the overturned call, interception in the end zone, finds Snead for his second of the night. Superman's across the end zone, and the 2-point converge, no good. Still a 5-point game.
Dustin Crum along the ground. Devontae Williams finds the edge right side, and a big first down. Marc-Antoine Ducroix takes Williams down, but he has a big carry into Alouette territory down to the 50.
Yeah, just nobody over on this side of the defense, and Williams feels it, and bang, he's off to the races. Little holding on the going on there to get the edge.
For that first down at the Montreal 50. And that was his first carry. Devontae Williams up this second half. We saw a lot of Jackson Bennett earlier. Getting down to 2 minutes in this clock in the fourth, and Williams this time has nowhere to go.
Wow.
It's Terrell Richards coming in on the tackle. And a loss of a yard, so a 2nd and long here for Ottawa. Trying to protect this lead and pick up their 4th win of the season, and what would be their 3rd win here at TD Place.
Tavon Smith checks back into the game along with Shaq Evans. Haven't heard from Tavon yet. Got to figure he's going to pull it down.
2nd and 11. And centers. No! My goodness. So close to being picked off.
That should have been.
What a lucky break for the Red-Blacks there. Cordell Rogers had nothing but daylight ahead.
Ball was thrown right to him. I just couldn't believe that they ran that play. Either Ken Noel Thorpe, defensive coordinator from Montreal, said, "Are you kidding me? That's gifted right there." Wow, it's just lucky break for Ottawa. Huge. Plenty of time.
Yeah, there is now still a minute and a half, but on a night when turnovers have been such a big part of the story. Nearly a block there on that penalty, and a penalty flag coming out.
They're going to get the ball about the 45-yard line.
My goodness. I was going to say, on a night when turnovers is such a big part of the story, it's a turnover that didn't happen that's looming very large right now.
Yeah. 2-point convert, too. How good would that be, just being 3 down right now as opposed to 5? Was that punt partially blocked? That just goes straight out of bounds.
Illegal kick out of bounds, Ottawa. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
And so this is a great scenario for the Alouettes, still with 1:20 on the clock and the ball up to their 38. Not done yet for Caleb Evans and company, needing to drive down for another touchdown. Led game-winning drives as a member of the Ottawa RedBlacks, this time trying to lead one at the expense of the Ottawa RedBlacks. Ottawa defense asking for some noise now. That Alouette offense
I'm just not sure that they've got this ball spotted properly, and I think they're talking to the command center to get it right, because I didn't know if they got that full 10 yards where the official was standing on the sidelines. I believe that's what they're talking about, trying to get this ball spotted properly.
Leone's punt went out of bounds for a penalty. Anything outside the 15 sailing out of bounds in the air is a penalty against the kicking team. And discussing, yes, where should it go, Matt?
Yes, I think that's what's happening. This is where the ball goes out of bounds. See if we can pick it up. It's tough to see from that angle. We know it went out of bounds on the fly. It's just where, and they're trying to get the ball spotted properly, I believe. This is what's going on.
Timer, please put 1 minute and 26 seconds left on the clock.
And 6 seconds.
So adding 6 seconds. Right now, the ball spotted at the Montreal 38.
Might have not been about the spot at all. Might have been just about the time, and those 6 seconds could prove valuable for Montreal here down the stretch.
The Alouettes have no timeouts left. They lost it on that challenge in the two-point convert try. And so that one goes incomplete across the 50, but a late flag comes out after that incompletion. That one intended for Tyler Sneed.
Illegal contact, Ottawa, number 6. It's a 10-yard penalty, first down.
Getting them in chunks here. It's 10 and 10. To no credit for the Alouettes. It's 20 yards on this last drive, gifted to Montreal. There's your contact right there, top of the field.
Damon Webb flag for that. Here we go. Montreal 48, first and 10. Caleb Evans. He steps up, he finds some room, he takes off, and he gets near midfield. That's a gain of 6 yards for the Alouettes QB. Second down coming up, 1:14 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you give them that all day. Field goal doesn't help them, they need 6. Time will be their nemesis here shortly. See how they handle this clock.
The Ottawa RedBlacks must be used to close finishes. They've had a ton of them. They're in one now. Trying to protect their lead is that one. Bryce Carter was right in on Evans, and it's thrown away.
Yeah, pressure. I think Ottawa fans were maybe looking for an intentional grounding as nobody was over there. Maybe William. Yeah, Stanback was in the vicinity. Carter getting to Caleb Evans. Again, beating Landon Rice.
This could be it. 3rd and 4.
Gotta have it.
Cards on the table. Over a minute to go, fourth quarter. Caleb Evans and the Alouettes. 4-man rush. Steps away.
Wide
gets rid of it. Deep and open. And the first catch of the game for Hergy Mayalon. What a huge one it is. To set them up for a 1st and goal, needing a touchdown to take the lead.
Sergi's just right here, and he's going to just slide right down the sideline. He's kind of got to get lost, kind of like fly and die, right? And then you got Caleb Evans. He climbs the pocket. Deep defender doesn't see Hergy. And bang, he's down to the 5-yard line, just like that, knocking on the door. Western teams are going, I can't believe it.
Here we go, on the ground. And trying the right side. As William Stanback gets a couple of yards there. A 2nd and goal is coming up.
Wow.
I mentioned the RedBlacks close finishes, winning in overtime last month over Winnipeg and Calgary, and after that a couple more close finishes, including a loss in Saskatchewan with 26 seconds to go after they had the lead.
Wakefield in there, getting it done. Saying not on his watch. Knocking at the door, 2nd and goal from the 4.
The left guard, Pierre-Olivier Lestage of Montreal, is the injured Alouette. But no, mentioning the games, the close finishes against Hamilton, and then the crumb starts against Winnipeg and Calgary, and then against Hamilton as well when it came right down to the wire in the final minute and they couldn't cash in.
Yeah, heard you just going to fly and die here basically, and a deep outside defender is just going to lose sight of him. It's like nobody's back there. He can't believe it. He's been non-existent for 59 minutes. Then he finds this one, and Caleb says, yes, football gods have got me.
Urgi Mayala, who was a top draft pick, 8th overall a few years ago by the Calgary Stampeders, the Montreal native who went to Connecticut and later signed on with the Owls, his hometown team. And we were talking about it earlier during a commercial break that we just hadn't seen him do anything. No catches on the night, and then what a spot to get into it and pick up his reception. Caleb Evans.
Not a bad night, minus that last 2 on the far right. Get rid of those, and you shouldn't be in this position.
He's 1 yard off his career high for single game passing yards. With the RedBlacks, he had 334. He's going to run here, but he doesn't get in. He took off. Devon Santos knocks in that Ottawa defense.
I just don't
makes it a
understand that
3rd and
call.
goal.
You take William Stanback and go to your left with him. It draws attention. Watch the defense as they push to William Stanback. Everybody's going to go this way now in the flow. And that's where the running, and that's where Caleb Evans is going. Watch everybody cross the slant there. And then everybody's momentum's already going to Caleb Evans. They come up and make the tackle. Here we go right now.
This is it. 26 seconds and counting. 3rd down. Alouettes. Low snap. Flag down. Rolling left. Looking. Trying to run it in, and he does. Alouette touchdown. If it stands, they take the lead. A flag was thrown as he rolled out, and Caleb Evans, against his old team, runs it into the end zone as Montreal moves in front. We saw a flag. There is no flag.
People here at TD Place are shocked. Caleb Evans, low snap. We've seen it often in the second half here. He spins to his left, and then he just outruns Auclair, walks in the end zone, goes up with 14 seconds on the clock. Nothing to it.
What a spot for Caleb Evans as he takes it into the end zone, and Montreal in the final minute come back and take the lead as they will go for 14 seconds, but see if they can make it a field goal lead just in case. A look into the end zone and no. So a 1-point difference, 14 seconds. And it would still be just about a miracle for the RedBlacks in this situation with them down a point a game they had led most of the way.
I think most fans are stunned here at TD Place. It's Montreal. A couple of big chunks down the field, and Caleb Evans using his legs, getting the job done.
This is a game the RedBlacks, certainly their fan base, had every reason to think that they would win. And their old quarterback there for the last 2 years, signing on as a free agent with Montreal, appears to have handed them a loss dramatically in the final seconds.
See if Ottawa's got some magic left in him here in this Cote kickoff.
Jackson Bennett, Justin Hardy back for this one. Touched with 14 seconds to go. Hardy and gets up across the 36, so just about Hail Mary time for Dustin Crum. As the RedBlacks, reason to think of their fourth win, now staring a 3-7 record in the face with number 5 Caleb Evans, hoping to have led the Alouettes to a record of 6-3. Ottawa has not attempted a pass over 15 yards tonight. 10 seconds. Incomplete. 5 seconds on the clock. Whew. For Jalen Ackland.
He's trying to make some magic happen. Jalen Ackland, second receiver to the top. He's going to try to high point one and make a circus catch. Almost had it. Got popped right there. Ball jarred out by Reed. Strong side linebacker. So you're saying there's a chance, right? Last 3 minutes of the CFL is unbelievable.
Well, especially for this RedBlacks team. And they've seen both sides of it. There's a deep ball. Lots of Alouettes are there. It is picked off by Reggie Stubblefield, and that'll do it. And he's still going. Zero's on the clock.
Might as well try to get some more points on the board because they'll count towards the end of the season.
Well, the points they got certainly counted tonight for Jason Moss and the Alouettes. Montreal down a couple of scores, comes all the way back and breaks the RedBlacks' hearts here at TD Place. The Alouettes get to within 2 points of the Argos again and improve their record to 6-3. And Caleb Evans, what a moment he's had. And he's had a few here at TD Place, but he won't be forgetting this one. And that remarkable comeback by Montreal over Dustin Crum and the Ottawa RedBlacks.
Right, you asked for separation in the East. You got it now. You've got Toronto and Montreal sitting on top. You got Hamilton and Ottawa sitting on the bottom. And that bodes well for all those Western teams looking for a possible crossover towards the end of the football season.
Well, the Alouettes certainly don't mind coming to Ottawa. That's their 8th straight victory at this stadium. That's it for us here at TD Place. Thanks for watching. SportsCenter is next here on TSN. Good night.